Here we go. Here we go.
Favorite stop of media day.
Hold on.
My favorite. Why they always do? I should be
What's
the
that,
last.
You should be. No.
So I can be happy when I go home.
Here's why.
You
You can
guys
stop by
first,
on your way out.
and then I leave y'all, and I got to do all this other shit.
LeBron, I worked too hard on this. The kid from Akron.
Okay.
Our favorite media day
Here we
leadoff
go.
hitter
Here we go.
of all
Here we go.
time.
Leadoff hitter.
50,000 points. The league's all-time leading scorer.
You should see
21-time All-Star.
You should see his son do that. Have you ever seen his son? Oh,
yeah.
By the way,
kills me
an
every time.
unprecedented 23rd year. Allie didn't even have her license in 2003.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I did
Okay.
it.
All right.
23 years.
I don't know if that makes me feel great or make me feel really old. I don't know, but I'm
All the above.
Listen, or a little bit of both, like you said. Happy to be back, guys. I miss you guys.
Good,
miss you
man.
I miss you guys.
Rested?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Fresh?
Fresh. Feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good.
You know, look, I don't have any basketball. I'm retired from asking you basketball questions. You know what I want to talk about.
That golf game.
Look, man, it's so cool to see somebody get the bug, and I've seen LeBron hit some balls now and then. Tell me, what's it like getting into golf?
No, the bug is real. I didn't know nothing about it. People said if you ever get into the game and the bug grab you, it's over with. And I definitely have it, man. I literally started playing in July for the first time in my life, and I love everything about it. I think the best thing that I've gotten out of it, besides like how competitive and hard it is and the mental challenge, which I love. Anything that's mentally challenging, I love. But how you just get away from the world. Yeah. You're out there on the green.
No phones.
No phones. My phone stays in the cart the whole time. I check it from time to time, but it's just like I play my music. I'm out there with my guys.
Yeah.
You out there and just in the world, and I can lose my mind into the game of golf.
Media can't find you, LeBron.
No, they can't find me out there. They can't find me out there. Absolutely.
Unless you let them
I
find
gotta
you.
we got to get it updated. That was the first day, July 2nd, 2025, the first day I ever picked up a golf club.
He knows the date.
Okay, so I got to send you guys the newest one, the newest version.
Guys that can hit a golf ball with a cigar in their mouth are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But it is something about being outdoors. They say that golf adds 5 to 7 years to your life. The camaraderie you have,
man.
the laughter you have, you're outside. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Big game as man-to-man, I got to tell him. Bronny swing, though, is
Yeah,
buttery.
Bronny's sweet. Bronny's already there.
What?
I'm so jealous.
What is that?
I'm so jealous. I have no idea. He got this right here. You hear the basketballs? You see this court? He got that from his dad.
Oh no, I'm saying golf. The swing from
I meant you were saying he got basketball.
I would never disrespect him.
Yeah, but you know what? His mom was a great softball player, and you know that swing. I think she might have got. Bronny got that swing from his mom. He did not get it from his dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Golf Channel.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Welcome to the Golf Channel. There you go.
I actually have a basketball
That's
question. I hate to do this, but listen, it was interesting, LeBron. Heading into year 21, you know, the all-time leading scoring record is out there. Year 22, an opportunity to play with Bronny.
Yeah.
Year 23, what's in store that keeps you coming back for more?
Full season with Luka. For real. Like, I get a full season with Luka. Seeing what Luka was doing in Eurobasket this summer. Transfer, you know, everyone's talking about his body and how well in shape he is and all that. Another season under the belt with the coaching staff. We had 1 year, first year, JJ and his coaching staff, so we get another full year of that. And then just, you know, everybody know how I feel about AR. AR's my guy. Rui's my guy. Vando, Jax, like we get another year under our belt and we get to start right from day one. You know, it was obviously a difficult transition bringing in Luka, kind of like the halfway point or whatever, and trying to figure that out, and we all figuring out each other. The best thing about this year is that we're starting right now. You know, training camp day one, know the system, know what we want to do. And then we brought in a couple guys, DA, Jake, Smart. Got tired of playing against Marcus Smart. We got a lot of battles. Especially when we was in the Eastern Conference. But you know, just having these new guys come in too is gonna be fun.
I'm curious, obviously evolving is part of the game, but for you to be around as long as you have, I saw that collab you did with Chris Johnson Hoops.
Yeah.
Right, the catch and shoot.
Yeah.
What does evolving at this stage of your career look like?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Understanding the best thing about for a basketball player is to understand how to continue to improve his game and how to have growth mindset. Knowing how can you still become effective on the court when, you know, maybe your usage rate go down, or you don't have to. For me, I don't have to handle the ball as much, you know, on a team like this. When you have Luka, who's going to be one of the greatest point guards that play this game. When you have AR who can handle the ball, now Marcus Smart can handle the ball. We have so many guys that can handle the ball. So how can I still be effective offensively, make an impact, do the things I need to do, and catch and shoot, get ready to catch and shoot. You know, you playing with Luka, you got to be ready at all times.
Yes.
You know, and that's all over the floor. So just working on all aspects of my game by still redefining and defining all the things that I'm already great at.
There's always been a passing of the torch. You know, Michael to Kobe, Kobe to you, you to Luka.
Yeah, man.
But you're on the same team with him. You talked about it a little bit. What's that going to be like? You know, you also have Marcus Smart, who comes in with experience, takes a little bit of pressure off of you as far as controlling the locker room and the communication. Talk about that asset to the team.
You know, for sure, that's definitely an asset. You know, you bring in a championship caliber player like Marcus Smart, who's been in the thick of things. You know, has been in big games throughout his career. Obviously, we know all the years that he had in Boston, and just having that winning mentality, you know, doing whatever it takes, diving for loose balls, you know, holding teammates accountable, you know, just being there, you know. And for me, you know, at this stage in my career, having a guy like Luka, you know, coming into, you know, I don't even know, is he in his prime? He's 26 years old.
Not yet.
You don't peak till you're 30, 31.
Right. That's what is even in his prime. So for me, being here and just continuing to set the example both on the floor, off the floor, on the court, in the weight room, whatever I have to do to, you know, put in a position where Luka is just like, listen, man, thank you, man. I appreciate everything. And I'm also learning from them as well, like learning from Luka and learning from some of the younger guys, just being around those guys. So, you know, it's awesome for me to be in this position.
Fortunately, this isn't our first rodeo. So will you humor us a little bit? I'm looking at the time down here, and we don't want to lose this opportunity.
What we got?
We've got some all-time Laker dunks by you. That
we want you to rank
them.
So how many
Score them.
We've got a little 5-pack.
Got a bunch of number ones.
1 through 5.
Yeah. By the way, the first one.
No. You rank each dunk.
Okay. Rank each dunk 1 out of 10, or like.
Let's go 1 out of 10.
Yeah, let's go 1
out of 10.
By the way,
1 out of 10.
the Bielitsa baptism is my first one that I am going to be showing right here. Because here he goes. I mean, come on, Bron.
Yeah. That was, I'm going to get at it.
Oh.
You see that right there?
Yeah. Give that.
Coming out of the gate strong.
Give that 10. Allie, take number 2 because it's your good.
Well, that is over somebody.
And because, you know, throughout the course of the season, some of my teammates always getting on me, talking about you don't dunk on nobody anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you're not explosive anymore. So I had to show it. That's Bielitsa. I like the guy, but he was just a product of the environment at that point.
Guess who else was too? One of your good friends.
Oh my goodness!
What are we doing with this one?
LeBron, we call this the wedding present.
Sorry, Caleb.
Oh my God, Kevin Love is my guy,
Kevin
man.
Love.
I spent so much time with him this summer. I think Winian's reaction to that.
It looked like you looked down, and when you saw who it was,
I didn't know you
believe it.
You guys put me on the spot here.
The friendship's getting in the way.
I'm going to say 9.
I had an 11 out of 10.
I'm going to say 9. I really wanted to give it 10, but Kevin's my guy, so I can't give it a full 10.
This one coming up next, I appreciate it, I think, more than ever. Everyone knows how I feel about the Clippers. This was a business decision, I call this. Everyone getting out of the way. In the shot, you'll see Harden, Paul George, Kawhi. They're all in the picture. Thank you. Thank you.
It's the Clippers, bro. Like it's the Clippers, guys. You guys know how we are about the Clippers around here. So it has nothing to do with PG. PG is a great guy. You know, he made a business decision for sure and got out of the way. But it's really because it's the Clippers.
And all of these dunks, everybody looks like they want to take a charge until they see that right knee coming up into the chest area.
You know, big game.
Back.
I think personally that guys are like, there's no way that he's going to do this.
Yeah.
Still be able to do this.
Yeah.
So let me try. And then they see me take off and they're like, oh, shh.
This is one of my favorites right here because we know you right left-handed, but you usually dunk on people left. That switch over to me, that's just tough right there, baby.
Yeah, that's a 10 right there.
No
and
doubt.
it was over a shot blocking 7-footer too, man.
Yeah, that's a 10
You know,
plus.
Derek Lively, that's my young fella. He didn't think I had it either, so I get at a 10 for sure.
That's one of my all-time favorites right there.
Switch it up.
Yes, sir. Switch up.
Now comes the saddest part of media day.
No,
they always tell us you have to leave.
Yeah.
LeBron.
It's always the saddest part of the day for me. Now,
But I thought we got a lot in there.
we did.
We
Got
did.
a lot in there.
We did for sure.
Hardly any basketball, which is the best part.
Our next conversation is going to be about side-out volleyball because
Oh.
there's a rising star.
Hey, that's when we'll talk.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I've seen her work out. She's got a hell of a serve.
Yes, you do. Baby,
Yeah, yeah,
she coming.
Yeah.
By
Miss
the
you
way,
guys, man.
see you next
We'll see
year's
you,
media
buddy.
day.
Maybe.
I had to.
That was a good one. Love you guys.
All right, love you, LeBron.
LeBron, man.
Hey, LeBron.
What's going on?
So, coming off an All-NBA season, right, kind of completely unprecedented to be either asked or thinking about retirement, the word, how you go into a season. These two things have never happened. There's never been a year 23 player. How do you square all that? Still playing at this level, but closer to the end than the beginning.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about today. I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to play the game that I love for another season. And whatever the journey, however the journey, lays out this year, I'm just like super invested because like you just said, I don't know when the end is, but I know it's a lot sooner than later. So, being super appreciative of the fact that I could come up here, do another media day and talk to you guys and do all this stuff around here. So just excited about the journey and whatever, this year has in store for me.
LeBron, along those lines, you've said a version of that in this room a couple of times where, you don't really know what's going to come next. You don't know when you're going to feel that it's been enough. What are the things that are still pushing you to keep doing this? And does it feel closer? Or does it sort of feel like the same feeling as when you enter year 22 and year 21? Yeah, I mean, the things that still push me is the fact that the love of the game is still high. The love of the process is even higher. So that's what continues to push me to play this game. I mean, it's really that simple. Me training and working on my body and trying to get my body as close to 100% as possible every year is something that's like it's a beautiful thing for me, and just continue to challenge and see how well I can, push myself to, play the game at a high level, recover at a high level, be able to sleep better, mentally prepare, try to stay sharp throughout the course of a long season, and just like the roller coaster of an NBA season, that's all like gratifying towards me, to me, no matter the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I love that process. So I think it's a bigger, so much that goes into it, more than just, picking up a basketball and shooting it at the rim.
LeBron, Brad Turner from the LA Times.
How you doing, Brad? Nice to meet you.
Back again. How much does having a young partner like Luka weigh in your decision and your future going forward?
Say it again?
How much does having a young partner like Luka, a savant basketball player, how much will that weigh into your decision as you go forward with this season?
As far as how long I go in my career?
How long you can in your career, right?
Nah, zero. The motivation to be able to play alongside him every night, that's super motivating. That's what I'm going to train my body for, every night that I go out there and try to be the best player I can for him. And we're going to bounce that off one another. But as far as me weighing in on, him and some of my other teammates of how far I go in my career now, it would be literally my decision along with my wife and, two of my boys are already gone. Well, one of them is somewhere around here. Yeah, Bryce is down there in Tucson, so he's out the house. So it'll be a decision between, me, my wife, and my daughter. Like, that's not even, it won't be, hey, having a meeting with my teammates. It won't be that.
Tuking to win. Hi. Tuking to win with the LA Times. Speaking to those teammates this year, what were some of your initial reactions to adding someone like Marcus, adding someone like DeAndre to this team this year? Yeah, and Jake. Just adding, those three guys. Competing against those guys for years, and obviously we know, the matchups that I had with Marcus over the years, especially when we was in the Eastern Conference, him in Boston, me in Cleveland, and just all those matchups that we had. Happy to have him. I know what he brings to the game. I know, that team is first, second, third, fourth, fifth when it comes to Marcus Smart. Adding a big guy like D.A., his skill set is very high. His athleticism is high. And so I think he adds another dynamic to our team along with Jaxson. That'd be a great 1-2 punch at our center position. And then adding a wing like Jake, a big wing who can shoot the ball, can handle the ball, but his toughness, sneaky athletic as well. It's going to be great for our ball club, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how it comes together. And the best thing about it, we have a full year starting off at training camp. I think that's going to be very good for our ball club. Going into this year.
Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. When we spoke with JJ on Thursday, he was asked about you, Luka, and Austin. The chemistry working together. He mentioned a meeting he had with Sean McVay. He mentioned utility plays as a takeaway from the conversation, plays where you guys can all be involved together. What can a preseason and training camp do for the chemistry for you guys, and where's the excitement level of you guys, I guess, furthering that chemistry, furthering development?
No, I just think it's about time. The more and more time that we're together, the better we're going to be. And I think just having it start from day one. Obviously, us grabbing Luka, whenever that time period was, it took us all, time to transition into how we wanted to play as a team, as individuals, whatever the case may be. But, having day one, and the coaching staff having another year under their belt on how we all can complement each other, play with our strengths, play to the team, and be able to, not, be looking to see who can make the play, but all of us figuring out how we can make plays together, and I think it's going to be beneficial to us having that chemistry from day one, which we will have because of, how we was able to finish the season off last year.
LeBron over here, Jim Hill, KCAL 9 News, to your right.
Jim, what's up?
Good to see you. How you doing? Good luck this year.
No, thank you.
Where and how did you develop the passion that you have? And you mentioned that word before several times.
Yeah.
Where and how did you develop a passion that you have for this game?
Well, I mean, it started when I was super duper young, and it literally got me out of like the situation I was in, meaning like sports has done so much for all of us, obviously, but I mean, I can speak to me as a 8-year-old kid to be put into sports and get out of the inner city and get out of the ghetto at the time. It gave me I could get away from reality for 2, 3, 4 hours, being on the basketball court as an 8-year-old kid and running around and enjoying it with, guys that I just met, or being on the football field and being able to just to, feel the breeze of the air and being able to have competition and maybe even letting some anger out on the football field because of what you got going on, in your regular life. So, I think the passion kind of started there. And then when you put in the work and you start seeing the results of things happen, I think that also creates it more and more and more over the years. And I think it just stuck with me. I've always wanted to be, I guess when I decided that I wanted to make this basketball thing real, and I figured out that I had a lot of talent. I figured out I had the demeanor and the passion for it. I was like, I just want to put everything into it to try to be the greatest that I can possibly be for me, and I think it all just tied in, over the course of the years.
LeBron, last season at this time, you were talking about how the Olympics opened up a memory of competing at a certain level. Was there something this offseason that maybe gave you a similar reflection or opened up another revelation about this next chapter for you?
I think the chapter of just competition and how hard it is to prepare for a season. If you look at the landscape of our off season in our league, you can see some of the acquisitions that's happened all over our league, and especially in the Western Conference. The Western Conference is super tough, super competitive, and that's great. I mean, we wouldn't want it any other way to be able to go out and compete versus some of the best teams, best clubs, best personnel that you have every single night, and understand what you're playing for. So. Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of the EuroBasket, games this obviously a lot. Reason was because, Luka was playing. I was seeing what he was doing with Slovenia and things of that nature. But, just the love of the game and the passion for it just gets me excited.
LeBron, when you opted into your contract this year, your agent released a statement saying that you were looking to compete for championships, evaluating the roster, stuff like that. The competitive level, it sounds like you feel pretty good about it, but is that the case, that you feel pretty good about the way the roster's shaped up this year?
Yeah, I'm excited about getting to work, and I'm excited about to see what we can do.
Hey, Bron. A couple of years ago, you said you enter every single season with something to prove. Presumably, last season it was playing alongside Bronny. What do you want to prove this season, and is there a chance that you would hold on to play alongside Bryce?
As far as prove, I just think for me personally, just trying to go out there and just be the best player I can be every night, both as far as my game, but also just mentally, just staying present and things of that nature, knowing that the end is soon, not taking for granted, Tuesday night in the city that maybe I don't want to be in that night. But, like, seriously, like, let's lock in, and because you don't know how many times you get the opportunity to play the game, or to be able to compete. So, there's times where you wake up and you just feel like you just don't have it, So those will be the days where I know I can lock back in real fast, like, okay, well, you won't have many days like this, so let's lock in and enjoy the moment, enjoy the rest of the ride. So that's the exciting thing about it, and understanding, like, how present I can be and how present I will be. I'm not sitting here. No, I'm not waiting on Bryce. No, I don't know what his timeline is. He's his own young man now. Like, he's down in Tucson. We'll see what happens this year, next year, But he has his own timeline. I got my timeline, and I don't know if they quite match up, but we'll see.
Hey, LeBron. It feels like over here. Sorry, it's right.
Yeah.
Hey, it feels like so much of the discourse about you heading into this season, and also even to a degree heading into last season, was about your age and about people's sort of expectations, or like what someone could hypothetically do at that age. And it does sort of feel like that discourse is a little bit divorced from the actual product you put on the floor last year and the level that you're still playing at. I'm wondering what that experience is like for you, like hearing that discourse and knowing, I guess, how much you still have shown you have left in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to, like, I don't know, just to know how many miles I got as far as this game in my 22 years, now starting 23 years, and to still be able to play at a high level, to still be able to go out there and can make plays and be respectful on the floor. It takes. I mean, it's just super humbling and gratifying for me personally. I love to play the game, and I love to play at a high level. And for me, age is kind of just a number, but it is reality too, though. I mean, you look at the history of the game, it's not been many guys at my age, or especially going in the year 23, that's been able to play at a level like that. And I'll just try to not take it for granted and just try to give the game as much as I can, inspire whoever I can, the younger generation, my generation, the generation after me, the generation to come, and just like, I think you are of age which you, I guess, tell your mind you are. And I'm around a lot of young guys. I'm around a 10-year-old daughter who's running through the house all day, every day, screaming. I got an 18-year-old son who's in Tucson. See him on TikTok dancing with his mom and his sister. And my 20-year-old is right over there, turning 21 in a week. Like, how could I not feel young? And then, I mean, my wife is beautiful. I look good. I mean, I look at my age as like the wine that I drink. The older wine I drink, the better it is. What's up, BT? So, like, I feel great. I mean, I don't know. I sleep well, I guess.
Bron, in previous media days, you've said that there's always like one skill or thing that you focus on trying to improve over the summer. What was your focus this
My golf swing. That's the one skill I was trying to improve this summer.
Look better.
I don't know. Probably I spent a lot of time on my catch and shoot, 3-pointers. I've probably seen a couple of videos, either me reposting, me working out with Chris Johnson, during my summer workouts, understanding like how can I make the most of when I don't have the ball, either moving into space. Obviously Luka and AR going to do a lot of time of handling the ball. We got Marcus Smart now who's going to handle the ball. Gabe, Bronny, when he gets his opportunity to handle the ball. We have a lot of guys that can handle the ball. So how can I still be effective, on the team where I don't have to handle the ball as much? I'll handle the ball as well. But I guess I just did a lot of everything, but I did shoot a lot more catch and shoot threes, just wanting to be ready. So, my OG, Otis Carter, always told me if you stay ready, you never got to get ready, and it's literally that simple. So that's what I try to do this summer. All right, appreciate it, guys.
Joining us, Luka Doncic, fresh off a big summer, Eurobasket dominance, a new contract, and damn, you look good. You look real good. How you feeling?
I feel great, honestly.
How excited. Where would you rank I didn't mention, but where would you rank the Backstreet Boys in that awesome summer that you had?
Oh, top 3 for sure. Top 3, top 4.
That's amazing. It's a good show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
That's amazing.
So, Luka, when you inked your extension, I believe it was 6 months to the day from when you were traded to LA, and you mentioned at that time just being in a better place. What's your mindset now heading into this training camp in this season?
I feel like for me it's like a fresh start, a fresh mind. Last year was obviously a lot tougher, but it's a fresh mind for me, fresh start. Like I say, after the season ended, I knew I'm gonna be in better place once the season starts. So I was excited.
Luka, you only had half a season here, and you guys were able to get to third in the West. That was a big achievement. This year coming back with a full season of being with LeBron and the rest of the crew, Ayton coming in, how easier will it be to create the synergy and the cohesiveness that you need to, keep that consistency going?
I think it will be way easier. I always say, prison is very important. You get through practices. I feel like last year we couldn't even practice together. We had a couple practices together. But, with practice, you get to know each other. You get to play together. You can make mistakes. Nobody cares. So just going through practice is going to help us a lot.
The other day, talking with JJ, he mentioned that he felt a large responsibility from his side of things to bring out the best in you every single day. In the short term, even though you guys had a prior relationship coming here, how do you feel like that relationship has grown, and what does it look like in terms of him bringing that out of you?
I think it's way different, the relationship we had when he was a player, and now, I would say now is even better. We had a talk, we talked a lot, so I'm really excited to work with him. I know he got his extension, so I'm excited for him.
You're overseas, you're getting ready for Eurobasket with your teammates, and Rob, Jeannie, Linda, Kurt show up. They're there to support. What did that mean to you?
I mean, that meant a lot, Obviously, it's not a short flight, so that meant a lot, just for them to come to support me there, which they didn't have to do, but they did it, so I was really happy to see him.
I talked to LeBron a little bit about this, the passing of the torch. Michael to Kobe, Kobe to LeBron, but they never got to play together. Now LeBron to Luka, what's that going to be like, learning from someone like that, being on the same team, being able to capture all that knowledge?
I mean, I always looked up to LeBron, so just last season coming here, I was excited to play with LeBron. At the end of the day, everybody want to play with LeBron, so I was really excited. You can learn so much from him, off court, on court, so I'm excited to keep doing that.
He actually just sat down here, and when we asked him what he had in store, what motivated him to come back for season 23, he said to play a full season with you, along with the rest of the squad as well, but it started with you. What does that partnership between the two of you look like as you're able to put it together now for a full season?
I mean, that's an honor, for him to say that. I'm really excited. 23 seasons is unbelievable, and he's still doing it at the highest level, so I'm really excited to spend another season with him.
A lot of coaches, GMs say that players don't really peak till they're 27, 28. Are you peaking right now?
I don't know. That's for you guys to tell.
Have you started to peak yet?
I don't know. That's for you guys to say.
I think you're beyond peaking, but I'm just saying from your consciousness as a 26-year-old, what do you feel like you leveling off with your career right now? And what do you expect going forward?
I mean, I expect to be at my best, I put a lot of work in this offseason, to look at my best. So like I said, I'm really excited to start playing. And I just want to play basketball. And about peak, not peak, that's for you guys to say.
I wish. Yeah, he's beyond peaking. But
he's not even in the prime yet.
Yeah, he's not even gotten there yet. So we got a lot to look forward to.
I know you were active in the recruitment of Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton. Why them?
I like them as the players. Obviously against Marcus, I play a lot, and he was always guarding me, so I think I don't have to do that anymore. Obviously in practice, he's going to guard me, but in the games, he don't guard me no more, so I'm excited. We came together in draft. I know him for a long time, so I'm excited for him too. I think we have a great group. We added some good pieces, and I'm excited.
Of everything that he touched on at the beginning, this offseason for you, from the moment you arrived in LA to where you are now, of all the things you did, I feel like we've heard everyone else's opinion about what you look like, how you're doing, all the things. What was your highlight? this summer? What's the highlight for you?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things, you know. Obviously, I would say going back home, you know, see my friends, my family, first thing, then coming back here, doing this tour, America tour, coming back to sign extension, then being Eurobasket with my national team representing my country. I mean, there's been so many things that I really enjoyed through the whole summer.
By the way, congratulations. You guys got to the quarterfinals. I mean, what an awesome accomplishment. Yeah? Wanted a little more?
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, way more than that. But great job, by the way, and we appreciate you coming by. This is your first time sitting at the desk with us, so we were looking forward to this. I feel like you're rejuvenated.
Yeah.
And you're ready to go, aren't you?
I'm good.
All right, drop that mic.
I can't
You're
wait.
good, Luka.
The brother's tired.
He wants to start hooping right now.
The brother's tired, man. He needs some sleep.
I need some sleep. Thank you.
Thanks, Luka.
All right, thanks, Luka.
Hey, Luka. Ready to go?
How are you guys?
Good. Good to see you.
I missed you guys.
It's very nice. Luka asked Rob what he kind of picked up on going over to Poland to see a practice in a game, and JJ as well, and he said just it was the leadership qualities that you had for your national team, and kind of he's excited to have you come now into this setting with the Lakers, and just wonder now with everything that happened this summer, the extension, you're here, how do you feel about that aspect of it, you know, being a leader of this team, and how that impacts your outlook as you go forward?
Yeah, honestly, I think I had a great summer. You know, starting even right after the season, starting my practices, starting my workouts, then obviously coming back here, signing the extension, having to go with the national team, and now I'm here. So it all starts again with fresh mind. So I'm very excited about it.
Luka, at the end of the season in Poland, you'd kind of said, you know, this team didn't really have time to ever practice together. And the team was still pretty successful and won a lot of games. What are the ways you think this time in camp together, particularly with LeBron and with Austin, can the three of you guys optimize each other?
I think just, first of all, obviously talking about it, communicating is important. But then just, you know, trying some stuff in practice. Obviously, we didn't have time last season to go through. And I think that's why preseason is very important for me, for the team, just to kind of, get to know everybody, what everybody likes. And just, you know, in practice you can make a lot of mistakes. So that's why practices are. So we're going to have a lot of practices, and I'm excited to figure out everybody.
Yeah, Luka, over here, Jim Hill, KCAL 9 News, congratulations and welcome. As you sit here and look at everyone here today, how excited does this make you to see everyone here coming to hear what you have to say about the upcoming season and welcoming you to the Lakers?
Sorry, can you repeat? I can't hear you.
How excited are you to see all of us here?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do interviews.
What is it about Los Angeles that has attracted you so much? Because, you know, we know about the Lakers and everything, but, you know, this is the city of stars and everything else, and championships are expected here.
What are you saying, like basketball-wise? Or
yes.
Basketball-wise? I mean, I'm just excited to play for the Lakers. You know, I obviously said this is one of the best organizations in the world. Like I said, you know, it's a fresh start for me, getting through whole preseason. I'm just excited to play for the Lakers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Luka, Brad Turner from the LA Times. What's your leadership style like, and how do you think that's going to work out with this team?
You say leadership?
What's your leadership style like, and how you think that can work with this team?
I mean, you know, like I said, when you get to the new team, you know, in the middle of the season, it's kind of hard, you know, to get everything together. But as I said before, you know, preseason is going to help me a lot with leadership, getting to know the guys. So through the practice, you know, me and JJ talk about it a lot. So we're just going to have to work it out.
Tigna Nguyen with the LA Times also. Luka, speaking to the leadership, how much more comfortable are you being a vocal leader or something, stepping out of your leadership box a little bit now that you've been with this team and this organization for a few months?
Way more comfortable. You know, like I said before, coming into the new team, it's kind of hard, you know, to get the leadership up. But that's what preseason is for. I had a great run with my national team. You know, kind of work on that leadership role. So I feel way more comfortable.
Luka, buenas tardes, buenos días. Bienvenido a una nueva temporada. Por fin vas a poder estar desde el principio con el equipo de los Lakers. ¿Cómo te sientes a este respecto?
Me siento muy bien. Tengo muchas ganas de empezar. Ya cuando acabó la temporada pasada, tenía muchas ganas de volver aquí, de empezar. Y me siento muy bien y muy preparado para esta temporada.
Luka, Kobe Price, to your left. Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. The last time we spoke with you in LA after you signed the extension, we asked you about the changes to your physique, the nutrition, the changes you made. Now that you were able to get on the court in Eurobasket, what differences did you feel physically in Eurobasket compared to how you ended last season with the Lakers?
I would just say probably way less tired, a little bit quicker, like I said. Obviously in Europe there's 40-minute game. In NBA is 48, but we play a lot of games in not so many days. So I think fatigue, fatigue is the biggest thing for me right now.
Luka, Mark Medina, Athlon Sports and Sportskeeda. With all the moves that the front office made this offseason, what's your expectations on how your new teammates can help things easier for you on the court?
I mean, they can help a lot. I think we added some great pieces. Obviously, we have to go through preseason, but I'm very excited to play with those guys. With some guys I play against, it was hard, so I'm glad they're on my team now. So I'm very excited to get to know them, personally, and to play with them.
Hey, Luka, after the offseason that you had, is this the best you've ever felt entering into a season?
Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know yet, honestly, but I just know I'm very excited. I'm very ready, and this season should be fun for us.
Hey, Luka, in the games you played in last year, you guys won at a 52-win pace. You guys won 50 games with the number 3 seed. So obviously it was not the ending to the season that you wanted. But what do you feel like you guys showed that you can take moving forward in last season, especially between you, LeBron, and Austin?
I think we showed like we can play with anybody. I think we had that one stretch that I felt like we played the best basketball in the NBA. So obviously we had some new pieces to the team. So like I say, I'm very excited, and I think we can do some big things.
Hey, Luka, Thiero right here. Specifically on DeAndre Ayton, just your thoughts on getting an opportunity to play with him, seeing how the playoffs obviously went through. Just having a dependable big man, just your thoughts on pairing up with him.
Yeah, I was very excited when they told me, we were trying to get DA. Obviously, we entered the draft together. I know him for a long time, so I'm very excited to have him on my team.
Hi, Luka. Nikki K with Spectrum. A lot was made of your physical transformation during the offseason, but did you make any adjustments mentally, emotionally, when you think about your new home, your new team, now that you've had an offseason to settle in?
Obviously it's way easier now. Obviously, I went through a lot last year, and it wasn't easy to adjust. So, like I said before, this is a fresh start, fresh mind for me. So, I'm in a better place for sure.
Luka, Maynor Castillo desde la cancha. Ya te preguntaban en inglés el tema del liderazgo, pero dime cuánto tiempo crees que te va a tomar para poder liderar a tus compañeros de equipo como lo hiciste en el Eurobasket con Eslovenia o como lo hacías con los Mavericks antes.
Bueno, la verdad que no sé, depende de todo, pero creo que mucho mejor que el año pasado. Creo que mentalmente estoy mucho mejor que el año pasado, así que no sé cuánto va a durar, pero creo que no mucho.
Luka, tengo 2 preguntas. Primero, ¿cómo resumes el off-season? ¿Cuáles fueron tus principales enfoques para llegar en la mejor forma a esta temporada? La mejor forma, ¿qué hiciste en el off-season para llegar a tu mejor forma esta temporada?
Bueno, trabajar bastante. Cuando acabó la temporada fui a entrenar inmediatamente. Tenía mucho tiempo para entrenar y bueno, eso.
Y una más, te vimos compartiendo con Anjay Kopitar, tu gran amigo, y varios jugadores de los LA Kings. ¿Cómo viviste ese encuentro y qué sentiste al conocer su decisión de retirarse?
Sí, la verdad que lo he visto. Creo que lleva unas 20 temporadas aquí. Es algo increíble. Es un buen amigo y le deseo lo mejor.
Greg Beecham with the AP. You only got 23 games in the regular season with LeBron together in the playoffs. Now that you're going to have a training camp, where specifically do you think you guys can improve as a partnership?
I think just, like I said before, going through practices, it's going to help us a lot. Me, LeBron, and AR, I think we're the leaders of this group, and like us communicating, us practicing some things on the floor will help us a lot.
Luka, what part of your game did you work on during the off season?
I didn't work on anything specific. I think for me, the most I learned is playing 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3. But I didn't work on anything specific. Just getting better shape. That's about it.
Luka, sorry, over here again. The organization gave JJ a contract extension they announced it on Thursday. What was it like working with JJ Redick? And I guess, how do you feel about the stability here with your extension, the ownership thing having happened, the 3 to 5 year plan for this organization?
Yeah, I think the stability is amazing. It was great to work with JJ. Hopefully we can work till the end of my career. I just love him as my coach. He will tell you anything. He will tell you if you did something wrong, if you did something good. So just approach to the game with him, it's unbelievable. So I'm very excited that he's my coach.
We are on the set here. Joining us, one of our favorite guys, going into his 5th season now.
Already?
Allie, he is a crafty vet. Austin Reaves joins us.
Appreciate y'all. I can't believe it's year 5 already.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It don't.
We don't want to talk about basketball yet because, dude, did you really shoot a 65?
Who told you that?
Just know that I know this. Where did you do that? Was that in Virginia?
It was back home at the course. Home. Yeah, I grew up playing. I wasn't from the tips. It was the one-ups. I think I missed one green all day, got up and down.
How did you close? Like birdie? Like what did you know going in? What the score was going into 17?
Yeah,
18?
I knew I was playing really well. I birdied 18. I think I birdied 17 and 18. My previous best was 67, and then now it's 65.
By the way, JJ told us. That's how we know.
Of course he did. But I've never beat JJ in a match. So
when they rank, when other NBA players rank the top 10 players in golfers in the NBA, Austin comes up 1 or 2. They know about Austin.
By the way, Austin Reaves this year at Tahoe took a picture with my nieces, told my nieces that he likes me, I'm a good guy. I got cred now up in NorCal. That's true, right?
That is a true statement. That's a true statement.
That's amazing.
By the way, Bronny swing, buttery.
Yeah. For sure.
I had to tell LeBron to his face.
Yeah, no, I played with Bronny probably a week ago now, and we was on 18. And I sent Bron a picture of me and Bronny out there, and I was like, I got all my money on Bronny. He told me I was insane, obviously, but yeah, no, he's got a good swing.
Yeah. What about his dad?
Do what?
What about his dad?
It's a work in progress. Yeah. He told me he got his first birdie the other day, and he was.
It's a good feeling.
He said he was very, very excited.
Bronny's smooth.
Never forget your first time.
No, never.
Do we have to get into basketball now?
Yeah.
We can talk about the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
This is the Golf Channel today.
Disappointing, but
I was heartbroken yesterday.
Jump in there.
I'm going to read you a couple quotes, Austin. JJ mentioned it's been a constant comment from our staff that every day you've been in the gym, you've been the best player in the gym, but also you've spent a lot of time on your body. What was the mindset going into this offseason?
Yeah, just get better in every aspect. It started in the weight room, getting stronger, getting quicker, more explosive. Not saying I'm going to dunk any this year, but just being, in better shape. Like I said, stronger, and then getting on the court. We played a lot this summer, and then obviously spent a lot of time getting shots up and stuff, just trying to become a better player.
Your expectations this year. You guys had like a half a season last year and were able to get to 3rd in the West. Now with a full season with Luka, LeBron, and the new additions, what are your expectations?
High. Every time we step on the floor, I expect us to win. We have the talent to do it, and we're going to have, this whole, preseason to, build, that connection with one another. Like you said, we kind of got thrown in the fire last year with the trade. And we made it work for the time being, but having this whole summer and this preseason is going to be really good for us.
AR, as expected, you declined that 4-year extension. You've always bet on yourself. Is it different this time?
No, not really. I mean, like you said, since I've been in high school, college, whatever, and even in the NBA, I've always bet on myself and have extreme confidence in myself to go out there and provide and do what I can do to help our team be successful. So it's not really any different. My mindset's not changed any. That mindset is to go win, whatever that means. For me to do to help this team be successful.
The Luka 2.0, everything that happened this summer, I felt like the basketball world was kind of losing their mind over it. We heard their opinions all summer long. What was going through your mind when you kind of saw it all unfold and as you've seen it kind of come to fruition for Luka this offseason?
I just think it's crazy because, Luka's so good that people have to find something to criticize. And it doesn't matter what that is, they're going to find something. His talent is, second to none in the NBA. He took, a team to the finals. He's been, one of the best players in the league since he's gotten the league. So my expectations for him this year is nothing less than, what he's done since he's been in the league. And that's to, every night, be the best player on the floor.
What excites you the most about this roster? You got the new additions as well with Marcus Smart, who you've battled against, DeAndre Ayton, who you've played against, and now Jake Laravia.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really talented team. And, like I said, once we get this, summer to in preseason to, gel and connect on the court, I feel like there can be a really good, camaraderie on court and off court, something that we just grow together and, get better every single day. It's not going to happen overnight, but the talent level is definitely there. We just got to figure out a way to, piece it all together to, bring everybody's strengths out.
It's funny, we asked LeBron, why come back year 23, full year with Luka, and of course my guy AR.
Yeah.
Year 23.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, no, I mean, this was the first time this morning I've seen him since, I guess, the Minnesota series, and the smile on his face.
You went all summer?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is after season I go home and I get away from LA.
That's what Allie does to us.
Yeah, I go home for sure. But no, it's just every time I see him, he gets younger mentally. Big smile on his face. He obviously has a lot to prove still. For what reason, I don't know. He's proven everything that he could possibly prove. So it's going to be a really fun year.
Arkansas, right?
Yeah, Arkansas.
You building a 9-hole course, or you got into that industry yet?
I haven't yet. I'm going to it.
About it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to it at some point.
Yeah.
Big game. That new contract. That's what he's going to start.
Well, you got the land down there, too.
We do have the land. And
the taxes are better down there.
You're rocking the headband now, but social media told us that Luka told you to get a haircut. Did you get a haircut? Did you listen to him?
Does it look like I got a haircut?
You think you go some product this year? You going headband? Do you know what you're going to do game time?
I'll probably wear the headband again.
Yeah.
I hate going to get my haircut. It takes too long. I'd rather go to the golf course and spend my time there. So.
I'm curious, what's too long for a haircut for Austin Reaves?
Yeah, 45 minutes. I might just start buzzing it, to be honest, just get it all off.
Now that would be...
People would say I lost my mind, though. So.
That would be something.
The headband's good.
Yeah, no, I love the headband.
For sure.
I love the headband. Oh, awesome. Thanks so much for being here, brother. We appreciate it.
Pistol Pete Reaves in the house.
Appreciate y'all.
Pistol Pete Reaves. There he is. AR. A 65 big game.
I've shot in that before.
I can't even dream of 65. Good job, AR.
In 12 holes, I can do that.
Hey.
Hey, Austin. JJ said you shot a 65 this summer. Do you think you could have helped the Ryder Cup team?
Man, I thought we was going to see one of the greatest comebacks in sports history yesterday. To my neighbors, I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a psychopath. I was yelling at the TV for 6 hours straight. Heartbroken when Russell Henley left that putt short. And, yeah, Shane Lowry stepped up and made a big putt. No, I don't think I could have helped the team. I did shoot a 65. It was one of those days, made every putt, hit the ball really well, obviously. So, yeah, but big shout out to our Ryder Cup team. They could have folded on that last day, but they didn't. They kept fighting, and that's a lot of respect to that.
JJ did follow up, though, by saying that he thinks you're in incredible shape, the burst, the athleticism, all that. And his coaches said you were the best player in the gym every time that you were in here. Like, what did you use your summer for basketball-wise, and like where do you feel like that leaves you heading into this year?
I feel like I'm in a good spot. Spent a lot of time in the weight room, a lot of time on court. We played a lot of pickup. Just had a really, fun summer. It's fun to get in here and compete since – when season's over, you're kind of like it's time to relax, and then you get a month in and you miss competing. And just to get back in here and do that is a lot of fun, and can't wait for the season to start.
Austin Reaves, Brad Turner from the LA Times.
Good to see you.
Likewise. You played with LeBron for a few years now. What's it like playing with him, and have you had any conversation about his future, that word retirement?
After retirement?
About retirement. Have you guys had any conversation on what's it like playing with him?
It's great. That was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to be in LA was to, hopefully at some point play alongside of him. It fast-tracked a little bit than what I think everybody thought. Was able to do that in year one and just grow, a real relationship with him, not just on the basketball court, but as a friend. Today was the first time I seen him since we got beat by Minnesota, because I kind of fall off the grid after season. I go back home, and he's been traveling, and every time you see him, he's got a big smile on his face. He's the biggest kid in the room, has a great time, and you got to appreciate that for somebody that's been going at it for so long, 23 years. At some point you feel like the joy might not be there, but every time you see him, it reinsures that, he's here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to win. But I don't know about retirement. He might play for another 10 years.
Tuking to win with the LA Times. What do you think about LeBron's golf swing progress? You said that was his big thing he worked on this offseason.
Yeah, he told me this morning he made his first birdie the other day, and said that it's one of the best feelings he's ever had in his life, which I can probably, if you've never played golf and you do one day and you have a birdie, you'll understand. It's getting better. It's still not great. I played with Bronny the other day, actually, and he's got a really good swing. And I texted Bron on hole 18 and was just like, I got all my money on Bronny. I'm putting the bank on it. So just having fun with it, but it's a work in progress.
And something JJ said this last week was saying he asked everyone to come in championship shape. He wants championship communication from you guys. Just what does that mean to you to be at that championship standard even before you guys enter this training camp, and how do you think that kind of sets the tone for this team?
I think that's, exactly what, you're kind of looking for, is setting a tone from day one that we're here for, one thing and one thing only. And to do that, you have to be committed to, whatever it takes. You could go down a long list of things that, what it takes to win a championship or win at the highest level. And you've got to be committed to do those things. So anything that the coaching staff preaches, we as players have to, respect it and go do it at the best of our ability.
Austin, when we spoke with JJ on Thursday, he was asked about, you, LeBron, and Luka, the chemistry developing, working together. He mentioned that he had a meeting with Sean McVay, brought up utility plays, having you guys all involved. What can the chemistry of you guys meshing in that way, what can that do for this team? And what are your eagerness levels to get that chemistry further developed?
The eagerness levels are very high. I felt like we had, good synergy with the three of us last year towards the end of the year. And that's just basically being thrown in the fire of after the trade. It was kind of go play basketball, go figure it out. And because we didn't have a lot of time to really, mesh that together. But I thought we did a really good job of that, and having this preseason to, do just that will be really exciting. And I think that it'll really help our team a lot.
Austin, last season in the regular season, about half your shots were threes. In the playoffs, that jumped up to about 2/3 of your shots. So with that 3-point uptick and you playing a little bit more off the ball in the playoffs, how much of an emphasis was that for you this offseason in terms of catch and shoot or just off-ball play and kind of figuring out the best way to fit with Luka and LeBron?
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of my biggest things since I got in the league is what can I do to help our team be successful? Is it this or whatever that might be is what, I'm going to focus on the most. That doesn't mean that, I push everything else to the side. You obviously want to get better in all aspects, but whatever I can do to help our team be successful. I've had some really long talks with JJ about what that looks like, and we got a good idea what that is. So it'll be really fun to, go through that figuring it out mode. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about basketball is nothing's ever going to be perfect, but you can always, twist and turn things to try to get there.
Austin, right. There's at least some perception around people who look at the fit of the roster that you and Luka long term might not be a great fit, but just because there's duplication offensively and maybe some of your weaknesses defensively kind of overlap or whatever it might be. First of all, do you agree with that? But also, how do you work around those kinds of things when you do have sort of similar skill sets with the players you play with?
I think the one thing that you could the positive that you can take is we have a lot of skill on the floor. You have a lot of different rotations you can go with obviously with Luka and Bron in particular. You can always have one of those two and then throw me on the court at any time with many different lineups. So I feel like that's one way that you can figure things out. And then as far as the people that say it can't work, I believe that, at one point last year when we were all playing together with the roster that we had, everybody was, really high on us and everybody thought that we had an opportunity to win a championship. So when you lose one, series, the way that we lost it, we obviously didn't play the way that we wanted to. I didn't play the way that I wanted to. It's frustrating, but before that, when we was had our 20 games together, everybody in the media and everything was saying, oh, this team can compete for a championship. So I don't know why that changes off of one series.
Austin, DeAndre told us that he thinks this is the biggest opportunity that he's ever had in his career and that he's angry. What does he do for this team's ceiling? And if you guys get the best version of him, how important can that be for your guys' championship aspirations?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Once again, it's a really talented basketball player that, I got the opportunity to play a couple pickup sessions with him here. And just the skill level, the way he, communicated on defense was very, very, I was very happy about. And it's something that, we needed last year in spurts. But yeah, just like you said, just pick and roll presence, lob threat, and then like I said, somebody that can knows how to communicate on defense and be in the right spots will be really big for us.
Hey, Austin. Obviously, you just mentioned DeAndre and some of the other additions. Listening to Marcus Smart up here and Jake Laravia, we'll get a chance to listen to. Just what did you make of the entire offseason and how the roster gets ready for this upcoming season based on the additions?
Yeah, I think it was a really good, off season. Like you said, bringing in Marcus, someone that's, super competitive that, competes on every possession, and then bringing in Jake and then DeAndre. I honestly think Jake's going to have a really, really, really good season. His size, his speed, his athleticism, he can guard almost every position on the floor. I think if you go back and watch him when he was in Memphis or the little short stint he had in SAC, he had, really, really good performances, not just on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, being active, getting deflections and stuff like that. But I feel like it's, we added some pieces that we really needed, and we have really high hopes.
Austin, this is Sport 24. Hiya, okay.
How are we doing?
For you, what is it that makes Los Angeles such a special city?
I mean, there's a million different things. Obviously, the Lakers organization is one of those, and I grew up a Kobe fan, so I was automatically a Lakers fan, and just to for it to come full circle and me to be here, for the fans to treat me the way that they've treated me since day one has been special. Obviously, the year-round good weather that I can go golf is a bonus. Traffic is but there's so many good things. Food's great. When I first came out here, I never thought that I would really enjoy it, but ever since I've been here, it's been like a second home to me. Appreciate y'all.
And here we have.
Rui. Welcome. God, it's so nice to see you in the purple and gold.
What is your dog's name again?
Jake.
And how?
Just flat out Jake.
Huh?
And how is he?
He's good.
Good.
Living the best life.
All right, he is living a good life.
Oh man, so good to have you back.
Thank you.
Rui, Allie and I got together on Friday, and we're like going over questions, and we're looking at all this stuff and doing our little research. We're like, man, Rui's had a nice summer. He's been all over the place. Like, what are some of your highlights?
Yeah, I mean, I went to a lot of countries, different countries. I don't know. It's just going to Europe, a lot of European countries. My favorite was Italy. I went to Rome.
The food.
Yeah, I know food. This the history. I don't really like histories, but the Rome was kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. It was
until you walk in the Coliseum and then you're that's history.
Yeah. It's crazy. It was super hot, but yeah, it was. You had the good energy. Just had the feeling of just like movie or something. I was in the movie or something.
Did you have the Florentine steak? Or do you eat steak? Did you have the Florentine steak when you were in Italy? It's a specially prepared steak. You'll get it the next time.
I don't know. Yeah.
Did you stand in the Coliseum? Are you not entertained? Like, did you yell that from the top of your lungs?
No. Yeah, okay. But there's a lot of people, so I couldn't really do too much. But yeah, it was. I took a couple of good pictures, and all that. Yeah.
A couple good pictures. You've got a vlog. You're really good at content. For those of you that are on social media, it is 2025. Having said that, my highlight of your summer was when you trained with the sumo wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, we got to know.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because last year when I watched this show on the Netflix, I think that's the time I was like, okay, I actually got into sumo, because I never been to sumo games or anything. So I was like, okay, next summer I go back to Japan, I want to go watch him something. But they didn't have the games, so I'm like, okay, we have to go to basically the house, to kind of train with them.
How long was this? How long was the training session?
I'm looking at James's
They
face.
said they usually do like all day, but I only did it for like 1-2 hours.
I wish you brought James with you. I would love to see
it. It was a cool.
By the way, no sumo's boxing you out.
I know.
No sumo's boxing you out.
Did they take it easy on you, or was it full force?
No, they're strong. Yeah. And surprisingly,
but you're strong, but they're like
they're a different level.
Oh my God,
they're a different level. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Jump in there, Allie.
Yeah, I will. You were here for Luka's extension day.
Yeah.
You went to Vegas. Before we get into Luka and your thoughts, as we've heard opinions from everyone else, Backstreet Boys? Did you have a good time?
Yeah. I really don't know the bands. People are very surprised when they hear about it, but yeah, I just I grew up in Japan. I just didn't know stuff like that. But it was cool, yeah. I've been to the Sapphire, what they call the circle thing.
The sphere?
Yeah, the sphere. Yeah. Been there a couple times, but that was one of the coolest one, I think. They had a whole setup, was cool. I think, I had a good time with everybody.
You're familiar with Luka, the headspace that he is in, obviously. What was kind of going through your mind as we saw his summer unfold as well, as a teammate?
I mean, yeah, I think he's happy now. I saw he got a house, nice house, I think he's going to invite me soon, I hope so. But yeah, I think, he's now, he's ready to take, he's just going to be one of the leaders in here. I can see I was with him in Greece too for the Jordan brand workshop. So I was talking to him, and he excited for this season. I'm excited for the season, and we ready for this.
Rui, JJ has said this many times. Whenever he's asked about you, that you are that Swiss Army knife type of player. You're a guy that he loves coaching because you'll do whatever the team needs to win. What do you want for yourself this year? What are some of your personal goals?
I mean, just, I always said it's simple to me, it's just, this is a team sports, so I do whatever the team asks for, whatever the team needs, and I want to help the team to win this, championship, I think as a Laker, I've been here for 3 years and a half now, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, but, I think every year I'm getting the feeling, you know, I'm the important part of this organization. You know, I have to, you know, help this team to win the championship. You know, it's about the time, you know. So, yeah, I'm just going to do whatever. This year, I think it's going to be a very important year for us, me, to, you know, prove what we got. So, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Is there any added pressure with the contract? We don't have to get into any logistics, but being in a contract year for yourself.
I mean, I did that last time too, you know, so
yeah.
It's not like a first time. And the last time was a little more ugly, you know, because I got traded, you know, that year. And I just didn't know what was going on. So, but yeah, just you know, I just got to play my game, you know. I'm not going to out here trying to be, you know, crazy. You know, I just... you know, I try to help this team win, and whatever it comes with, you know, it comes with it. So I'm not gonna just focus on just myself to do, you know, those contract stuff. Yeah.
You're going to get a full year with Luka this year. What do you think you're going to take advantage of? You shoot the three, you get the lobs, you post up. How are you guys syncing up? What do you see in his game that's going to make yours look much better?
Yeah, I think you guys saw the last year too. You know, it was only 2-3 months. I feel like a long time, but you know, me and him on the court, you know, especially in the Bron, you know, Bron and Luka, they get a lot of attention. So I'm like wide open in the threes, you know, the corners, you know, and whatever. So I just gotta be ready to shoot. You know, it's gonna be a time. Probably don't, you know, I don't get much ball, but that means they're able to attack the rims and all that they can do whatever. So we just gotta help each other to kind of, you know, space up. You know, we have a good spacing right now, so we just gotta keep doing it.
You know, Rui, when there's a young player in the league, everyone talks about, well, he's got to learn how to be consistent. Mm-hmm. You've shot over 40% here from three in your time in a Laker uniform. Over 3 years. That's pretty consistent. How important is that in this league?
That's the first thing I worked on, you know, when I got here. I think the coaching staff, they really wanted me the, you know, three-point shooter, you know, but I wasn't really like a three-point shooter, you know, three-point guy. So I was trying to figure out, you know, how I can be that guy, you know, but I think it was you know, my confidence got up, you know, being just going through the practice and the games, all the big games, making the big shots. So, yeah, just you know, just a consistent like walking on my game and just giving me more confident. Yeah.
Not a quiet summer for the Lakers, obviously, from LeBron coming back, season 23.
What?
Luka.
Only if I was born. I was born.
You see, you have to look forward to, right?
You were literally 4.
You were 4.
Yeah, I was 4.
There was no Jake in your life.
I don't even know what I was.
But now you see what you have to look forward to. You got, you know, the 23 years, right?
I know, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
As you watch the roster come together, though, the new additions, the Luka 2.0, you just mentioned we're ready for it. What excites you most about the roster?
I think versatility. You know, we have a lot of guys that, you know, can do a lot of stuff. You know, we got a lot of shooters, defenders. I think we can be more flexible with the defense. We have the size too, so I think the rebound's going to be, you know, pretty big for us. You know, but it's just overall, you know, I think we got, you know, just good players to kind of surround by, you know, Luka and LeBron, Austin. So I think it's going to be a fun one.
You played with AD a little bit. You guys had a outstanding rim protector. Mm-hmm. Ayton comes in, motivated, a rim protector as well. What's that's going to do for the rest of the defense as far as putting pressure on the perimeter, being a tougher defender on that side?
Yeah, it comes with the trust. You know, I think we still don't know. You know, we haven't played with him. Right. But I think from what I've seen, you know, from him is that's the guy. You know, he's the guy. You know, he can protect the rim. So yeah, like you say, you know, like as me, like if I'm guarding the wings, you know, I can trust, you know, so I can be more pressuring the ball, you know, I can, you know, trust the guy at the back, you know, backside. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Rui, it's all downhill from here for you because you have to get off the set now. But we appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I know this was the highlight of your day.
All right, thank you.
We appreciate you, Rui. Good luck this season.
Rui.
Hey, Rui.
Hey.
Rui, you've been here for a little while now, and so now that you kind of know how everything works, so what are you putting together about, you know, Luka's first full season, some of the new acquisitions like DeAndre and Marcus Smart, how that impacts what they want you to do? What's kind of your state of Rui going into this season?
I mean, yeah, I just play my games, you know, whatever I've been doing it, you know, whatever the team's been asking for, you know, me and JJ had a conversation last week too, you know, what he wants from me. You know, I think it's been 3-4 years with this, you know, with the Lakers, and I think you know, every year we getting something, you know, but I think this gonna be the year that we really have to lock in, and we just gotta make a run. You know, I think for now we are healthy. You know, we gotta keep we gotta stay healthy and all that. But I think with all that, you know, we talk about a championship shape. You know, this whole summer we talk about it. You know, we've been getting on the gym. You know, not only the basketball, but you know, the weight room and then those kind of stuff. You know, I think it's gonna help in the long run, especially in the long playoffs. You know, so. I think we're ready for it, you know, and just those new guys, you know, I know it's different, you know, there's a different vibes in here. They kind of looking around and they see the vibes, but yeah, I think they're gonna be fine, and we're gonna get it wrong, you know, quick. I think easily, you know. I think those guys, nice guys. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Rui, I don't think it's a secret how comfortable you've become in Los Angeles. Have you had any extension conversations with the organization? And I guess as you head into this season, you know, how do you view kind of your place in this organization's longer-term plans?
I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, it's the business, you know, business side of it. You know I can't really do anything about it. You know, I just got to play my game. I just got to do whatever I need to do to help this team to win this year, you know, even that, you know. It's not going to be for me to kind of think about it, to do anything about it, because I can't do anything about it. It's out of my control. So I think I'll just do whatever I need to do to help this team to win, and yeah, whatever that comes after, it comes with it. So I'm not gonna just focus on only that or the contract or whatever for me here.
Rui.
Hey, Luka, my captain.
Rui, just Brad from the LA Times.
Good.
What's it been like playing with LeBron James, and what have you learned from him that has helped you with your game?
Yeah, it's work ethic. You know, he loved this game. He always it's all about this game, basketball, taking care of his body, just the little stuff. You know, watching him. You know, just off the court, you know, on the court, during the meetings, hanging out, whatever, going to dinner. You know, just everything about game. You know, he always thinking. He's a very smart guy. You know, I respect him as a human. You know, very good guy. You know, I love him, you know, just being around, talking, you know, hearing his story, you know, about back in the day, you know, when he got drafted or like, you know, those kind of stuff. But yeah, he loved this game, you know. He's still trying to figure out, you know, when everybody talk about retiring and all that, but he still want to keep going, you know. I think for him, I think he wants to win one more time. I think that's why he's here right now. So I think. I have to be, you know, me as a team, you know, we have to help there. You know, I think his time gonna come soon. You know, it's not gonna be 10 more years. You know, everybody knows that. So, yeah, I think just being around with him, you know, just learning about the game, you know, the work ethic, taking care of his body it's been great. Yeah.
Tuking to win with the LA Times. Luka just walked by to go into a training camp and have that extra time to kind of build that chemistry with him and the rest of this team. How helpful will that be compared to last season when you had to kind of like scramble a little bit in the mid-season after he came in?
Yeah, because you know last year we were still figuring out who's going to be the coaches, you know. So, but yeah, this year I think we had the whole program of the building the chemistry with the team. You know, I was in the Greece with the Luka for a little bit, you know, for Jordan, you know, workshop or whatever. I was hanging out with him, and we talk about you know, how we gonna be, you know, this year. But I think you know, we both excited for it. I think everybody's healthy, everybody's in the championship shape. Those gonna be help a lot, you know. So yeah, just building the chemistry. We be hanging out, you know, we been working out together. As a team, we went this little stuff the whole summer with the team. So yeah, I was walking out with LeBron and all that. So yeah, I think our chemistry been great, and just gotta keep building that.
Rui, you mentioned having a conversation with JJ and talking through things. You mentioned championship shape, making a run. You talked about things as a team, but individually, what did JJ express or tell you that he's looking for from you this season?
I think he want to be more aggressive on both hands, you know, offensively, defensively, rebounding. You know, he thinks that sometimes I get shy, you know, off those kind of stuff. So I think for me, it's just being a mentality of being consistent, of being aggressive. You know, that's going to be my whole season, the key for me. So like you say, like, you know, being in shape is going to be the important, and but also I think the mentality-wise, I gotta be locked in every game to do whatever I need to do for the team, and just be aggressive. That's gonna be my whole year goal.
Hey, Rui, just the play off of that, the aggressiveness. Is that sometimes tough because you have guys like Luka, LeBron? I mean, where do you feel like you could naturally be aggressive, and when do you kind of feel like, all right, I gotta play a little bit backseat because of certain players on the team?
No, for sure. I know I have to think about it because it's not my show, it's their show, So I'm just helping them. But I think for me, it's just but I think with this team, I need to be aggressive more. That's why they ask me all the time. Especially in this long run, and LeBron's 20, this is his 23rd year, so he's not going to be able to do that whole time, So when it happens, I have to be the guy to kind of step up and cover the whole things. But I think me, as this age and this career of my life, I can be the guy that try to be aggressive the whole game, offensively, defensively, consistently. So I think that's what they ask for. So I just gotta try to do that. Yeah.
Hey Rui, over here. David from Clutch Points. LeBron was talking about how he put in a lot of work on his off-ball game, especially catch and shoot threes, based on all the ball handlers you have. I think last year you were one of the tops on the teams in terms of points off cuts. Just kind of what work have you continued to put in your off-ball game based on, the makeup of this roster?
Yeah, like you said, it's of course Luka, Austin, and I think LeBron too. They get a lot of attention. So for me, it's just an easy game for me. It's because I'm most of the time wide open. So the threes, and they're always watching them. So that's why I got all those back cuts. I kind of figured it out throughout the season. But those are easy points for me, and it's not a set play or anything. It's just I have to kind of read it, and so defense got to be always on the paying attention. So it's we just have to help each other, and those guys to easy to kind of attack to the rim, make the playmaking and all the stuff, and so yeah, it's just I think I watch a lot of film with that, when to cut, not, or just catch and shoot and all those kind of stuff. But it's all about timing and chemistry. So I think we build in that, and then we just gotta keep building that.
Rui, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. In this team, you have to be versatile in defense. You need to be big and small forwards. How do you prepare on the off-season to do that?
Just watch the film, watch the games. Those kind of stuff help me. The mentally, because I didn't have any games this year, whole summer. I didn't have a national team or anything. So, watching our games, and kind of mentally had to prepare, when to this, like you say, I have to go 1 to 5 sometimes. So, just be ready for, it's just guarding one, point guard and a guarding center is different things. So I kind of switch my mind and say, like when to help on the side, who's going to be the help man, who's going to be this and that. So, yeah, watching film it kind of helped me. So yeah, I got to keep doing it.
Rui, there's been a lot of speculation about the starting lineup, and JJ was asked about it last week. He said he hasn't really thought about it. He feels like there's 7 to 8 guys on this team that could start. Do you have a preference whether you start or come off the bench, and how do you feel that potentially affects your role, if so?
It's coach's decision, It's not my decision, but yeah, like you say, if I prefer, whatever, it's not really about, who's starting or not, just, the minutes, who can be on the court longer, So I think it's, for me, it's just whatever the team needs to, me to do. I don't have that. It's just, but we've been building the chemistry, that I've been starting 5 for 2-3 years, whatever. So whatever they decide, whatever, I have to do it. But yeah, it's just a matter of the chemistry, how we can build and we can be on the court together, and how we can give an impact.
八村選手、お疲れ様です。この夏は八村選手、日本に行ってブラックサムライキャンプをやって、大勢の日本の子どもたちに影響を与えたと思うんですけれども、そのキャンプから八村選手が受けた刺激がどんなものだったのか、でそれが今シーズンに八村選手のどれだけのモチベーションになっているのかを教えていただけますか。
そうですね。今日本でキャンプやったってことで、僕が日本に本当に帰ったっていうのはもうほとんど初めてなんですね。最初の ドラフトの時に1回帰ってますけど、その時もナショナルチームで帰って、あと2年3年ぐらいはコロナで帰れなくて、でその後はまたナショナルチームで帰ってなんで、今回こうやって帰ったのは本当自分の意思で帰ったのは初めてで、こう帰った中でこう日本人ってあるその誇り、その僕のそういう僕に対する愛情とか、そういうバスケのどれだけこう今まで僕が始めてきた時からどれだけこう成長してきてるかっていうのをこう日本全体のバスケ自体がこう感じたので、すごい僕としても感動しましたし、すごい不思議な気持ちになりましたし、これからも僕ももっと頑張っていきたいなと思いますし、子どもたちにどんどん影響を与えられるような選手になりたいと思っているので、そこは僕も一言で言うとやっぱり日本人としての誇りをすごい感じた夏だったなと思います、ね。
コーチもペリンカー GM も八村選手が今すごく自信にあふれてるっていうふうに言ってたんですけれども、その自信はどこから来てますか？
自信は経験ですよね。やっぱりこの今までこうやってやってきて、NBA ではもう7年目になりますし、レイカーズではもう3、4年なので、そうやっぱり今の経験やってることがこの自信につながっていると思うので、そこはもうどんどん続けていかなきゃいけないなと思います。
お疲れ様です。このオフシーズン、どういったプレー的なトレーニング、どういったところを一番伸ばそうと思って取り組んでこられたかっていうことと、今シーズンの八村選手自身の目標を教えてください。
そうですね、スリーポイントのところでキャッチ&シュートをもっと早めに打てるようにというところですかね。そのクイックに打てる、そのいろんなもっと難しい状況でも打てるというところを意識しましたね。やっぱこの NBA っていうのはやっぱりこう一瞬のその判断っていうのが大事なリーグなので、そういうところでたまに僕はスリーポイントを打てるところで打てなかったりしているので、その僕のシュートリリースの遅さのせいで、そのことを考えて、自分でももっと早くシュートを打てるようにしようと思ってやりました。個人的な目標、いやもう自分としてこうチームにこう頑張れてこう優勝できるように自分でもしっかりとこう貢献しながら自分のそういう力を今まで7年間 NBA でやってきたことをしっかり出していきたいなと思います。
Getting Ayton back here in Los Angeles means that we have a center that's accustomed to defending, knows what his role is, also a pretty good scorer. So happy to have him. He's coming over to the table right now. Big number 5.
There he is.
Is that Robert Horry's number? No?
Big shot.
No? Oh, okay. You got big shots. Big shot Robert Horry. Welcome. Andre, welcome.
Welcome.
DeAndre. How you doing? Good to see you again. Of course, at his introductory press conference, I got to talk to DeAndre, one of the big off-season signings for the Lakers. We're so excited to have you here, and I know for Laker Nation, we can finally stop yelling at you on TV and root for you. And that's a good feeling. I know you're pretty happy about it, too.
Truly happy and excited.
I remember that day because you and I talked, but when you were in here with your family and you held up that jersey, kind of let out it was a good feeling, it felt like. The emotions that went into that day for you.
Honestly, just, trusting God and trusting my family. And, an opportunity like this, we couldn't let pass us or act like we've been here before. To take it.
You hit it right there. Listen, you had choices. You chose this opportunity, this organization. What went into the decision? Why?
Honestly, this is where it counts. And, playing alongside great playmakers, I've had a taste of that before. And now I'm just here once again, and just to prove to the organization and my teammates that I'm ready to do this again. I'm ready to do it once more.
Peter just touched on the emotion when you held that jersey up. Has it sunk in that you're a Laker?
Most definitely. The fans definitely let me know that I'm here, and they have not let me off the hook all summer. So yeah.
Is that fun though? Like,
is
it crazy how appreciated that you are being a Laker?
It truly is. It's understanding that the one goal is winning the championship, and understanding that I'm waking up every day to contribute to this legacy. It's something as a player that you really can't explain. Really, just appreciative, honestly.
Yeah, as a former player, and then some of the experts always say that players don't really start peaking till they're 27, 28 years old, and now you come to the Laker team, as a rim protector as well. We had one, he's gone, now you're here. How do you see yourself playing in, and what are your concepts about what you need to contribute to this team?
Like I said, James, honestly, this is somewhere I know I'm not going to take for granted, and this is my opportunity to show to everybody that I'm here and I've never left, and this is the place I wanted to be, and being around great great players like LeBron and Luka, and just feeling that aura, just this, like you hear, this is no dream, like this is straight business. Everybody got to hold their own, and I'm ready to hold my own.
I know you are, because we've seen you hold your own before. Very seldom do guys get to play with two legends. Like people got to play with Kobe. I got to play with Magic and Kareem. You get to play with two guys. One's passing the torch to the other. That's got to be an incredible feeling to learn from that situation.
It's honestly, I'm speechless sometimes just being in the same room as them, but it's just understanding that I'm a part of this as well. And I put a lot of work in the gym to really just know that I got their back and prove to them I got their back.
Speaking of greats, you got to play alongside one of the great point guards in Chris Paul. From that experience to now playing alongside one of the greats in Luka, from the pick and roll, the two-man game, what do you remember about that experience that you now can apply?
Understanding that the team got to stop the two-man game, understanding that this is our offense and the team is dependent on this offense, understanding the ball only rotates through this offense, and, just setting the tone with my screens in general to let Luka free and let him do his thing. That's just the main goal, honestly, just getting him going and getting our offense flowing as well.
You and Luka have been tied together, and the relationship formed that year of the draft. How important was that relationship to you, and how much did it help get you to Los Angeles?
Well, it brought me here today, honestly. Yeah. Just, from the get-go into the draft, just his humble spirit and, his competitive spirit as well. Playing against him my whole career and, just having that friendship as in, we friends, but, when it comes to this court, it's straight business. And, just seeing him how he developed as a true player and to where he finally kicked my tail in the in the Game 7 and, him just finally getting out that show that he really controlled the league and he's the face of the league. It's something to see because he came out of my class as well, and now I'm here with him. And now we're just here to really add on to this legacy of this organization.
You mentioned that Laker Nation has kept you honest since signing here. How did your offseason look different? What was your offseason like for those getting familiar with you?
I'm really just sharpening my tools. I was just working on my endurance and really having the mindset of competing every night. That was the thing people probably say about me, and I can hear it. But this is a wounded Ayton where, I've embraced all of it, and, I'm on the platform where I know I want to be, and I want to show everybody, that I'm still here and I'm here to compete.
You're about to enter a group of men, starting with Mike and Wilt, Kareem, Shaquille O'Neal, Pau Gasol. We had Anthony Davis. Now we got the 7 for the Ayton. What does it feel like just to be mentioned in that group as a Laker?
Thank you for the reassurance. Man, walking into this facility and seeing these names, there is no excuses at all. You guys went through it, and trust me, I just want to truly show my best contribution to this legacy to bring a title back home.
That's awesome.
You're playing with Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reaves, three of the most creative and best passers in the league. I'm sure you're pretty excited about that. Have you envisioned what that looks like for you?
Honestly, yes. But, just wanted to really truly show these dudes that, I'm the anchor of their defense and that they can depend on me every night to compete.
You visited L.A. before. For the fans out there, just a little trivia. What's going to be your favorite food here in Los Angeles?
Right now it's the Mexican food.
Okay. You're in the right spot.
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. I can find me a taco shop anywhere I wanted to. It's perfect right now.
I got a couple spots I had to relate to you.
I want to know if you've taught LeBron how to properly say bear down.
Oh, no, I haven't really. And I know Bryce, he's over there taking over Tucson right now. So, yeah, I got to talk to Brown about that one for sure.
By the way, year 23, can that even it's hard to even fathom that, right?
I know.
For LeBron, that's year 23 he's going into.
Wow. Honestly, he's the GOAT.
Right?
We just got to stay on the same regimen he was doing. He's showing us how to do it.
I think he's alien. I do.
Well, thank you so much, DeAndre. We appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Everyone's really happy you're here, as Laker Nation has been letting you know all summer long. That is DeAndre Ayton. Looking good, too, by the way, guys.
Hello.
Hey, DeAndre, right in front of you. So the last time we spoke to you was, I guess, a couple of months ago now. Just wondered what that time has been like for you as you've talked to your new teammates, to your coach, and just how that's made you think about your role entering this season.
I'm truly excited to be here. Everything counts, and you could feel the pressure through the door. This team wants to win the championship.
DeAndre, maybe one of the best moments or stretches in your career was playing pick and roll with Chris Paul. What are you looking forward to when it comes to playing pick and roll with Luka Doncic? And how big of a part of your job with this team do you think that specific role is going to be?
I've proven myself that I dominate best with playmakers, and I'm here once again, and I'm much older now, and the game is much easier to me, and just playing alongside Luka is going to make a lot of things easier. It's the true nature of the game, and we're here just to emphasize that even more.
You mentioned the word pressure. Is there a sense of you that you need to prove that pressure is not a big deal for you? You can handle this situation coming up?
Honestly, pressure is a privilege, and I'm in the right place to be, where everything counts and the fans wants us to win, and I'm here to just add to that legacy on bringing a title here.
Speaking to win with the LA Times, speaking to that legacy, especially here at this franchise, what does it mean to you to be wearing this jersey and the pressure of this city specifically?
Like I said, pressure is a privilege, and just to be in this environment and this city that holds as a unit, that really cherishes this organization. It's hard not. It's like black and white. It's hard not to to tell what they're going for and what's the goal. And I don't make it too complicated. Just staying in the gym every day and just staying consistent, proving to the organization and my teammates, that I'm ready to do it.
DeAndre, what have you learned about JJ as a coach just over the past couple of months since signing with the team and his coaching style?
He's very straightforward. He's serious in what he says he meant, and that's about it. He didn't really say too much. It was just more like, just handling our team workouts the right way and just us being on time and doing what we're supposed to do to get ready for training camp.
DeAndre, you've been the primary rim protector on a team that made the finals. How do you see your skill set defensively fitting in with this group and with JJ's scheme?
Well, now all pressure is on me, and I'm a little older now. Like I said, the times where I was the only big and protecting the rim, I was pretty inconsistent and didn't really know the tricks and trade of the game, really, especially playing that high of a level. And now it's just, terminology where I can communicate on the court and just know where I'm at on the floor and just controlling the game from the get-go. It's much easier now because I'm competing, and I'm wanting to compete every night. So it's way better now.
Hey, DeAndre, over here on your right. Hey. This is kind of the first time in your career that you've gotten to choose your own destiny to a good degree. I was just wondering, what that experience was like for you, what that decision-making process was like for you, and if it gives you any sort of sense of invigoration, I guess, that you chose to be here, it's intentional, and you kind of get to choose your own adventure from this point forward.
Yeah, it was an opportunity that I know for sure I wasn't going to take for granted. Like everybody said, pressure, yes, is what I wanted. Waking up every day knowing that it's counting and, knowing that I'm a part of a legacy that wants to win a championship. Being around guys and great athletes like Luka and LeBron, just, embracing that and, just, feeling that aura and just, being a part of it and not taking it for granted, it makes me want to work even harder, and, it's just helping me embrace everything even more.
Hey, DeAndre, right. Just looking at the offseason, were there specific things that were important to you, whether in your game, once you decided also to come to the Lakers, how you could just fit in so seamlessly?
Yeah, just being consistent and sharpening my tools, sharpening my game, getting ready for whatever role they want me to play. If they want me to score, rebound, protect the rim, no matter what it is, I'm ready to do it.
Hey, DeAndre, what's your history with LeBron from growing up watching him as a kid to being in the NBA against him to now getting to be his teammate?
Well, growing up watching him, I always thought of him as a leader. I always looked at him, every team he went to, how he led teams that made guys great. And, that was his goal. One of his goals, even have it in the interview I used to watch through high school, just, him just wanting to lead and him being that leader. And, obviously being competing against him throughout my career, it was always like a movie playing against Bron. And, now that I'm his teammate, it's just surreal. It's just, you here and, talking basketball and, being next to him and Luka it's not a dream no more.
DeAndre, fair or not, the perception of you, your reputation around the league, taking a little bit of a hit over the last couple seasons. How much do you look at this year as an opportunity to sort of change that conversation?
It's the biggest opportunity I can say of my career. Some people say it's my last leg. Some people say it's my last chance. It's the opportunity that I can say I'm truly not going to take for granted. And, it's almost like a wounded animal. I feel all the tension, and I know where I'm at. I've been in the gym every day. And like I say, I'm somewhere where it counts now. And I'm happy that everybody get to see it. And I'm happy where, as a player as myself, I get to, get a chance to prove something big on a big stage.
Hey, DA, as a follow-up to that, what has been the messaging specifically around that narrative to you from LeBron and Luka heading into the season? What is it like entering into all of that, having them to lean on?
I feel like everybody here has something to prove in a big way, and, the chips is on all of our shoulders in a way. And not to say this is the Lakers, and, the expectations are pretty high. And, every night is competing to the best of our abilities and doing what we can to bring and add to this legacy.
Yeah, I wonder with you and Luka, do you guys have some shared energy when it comes to having a chip on your shoulder right now? You've got the history of the draft, history with the agency, and the last couple of years that you've had. Is that something where y'all connect in terms of trying to prove some folks wrong right now?
Yeah, only actions can show. You see how much work he's put in to see where he's at, and how he's really just embraced being a true professional, and showing and telling what he's about, changing his whole body and his mindset. And me, you guys have an angry Ayton, where I've been disrespected most of my career and just been doubted. And I'm here where all is that behind me, and I can add all that fuel into winning and playing alongside Luka.
DeAndre, what's the mental challenge for you to playing alongside Luka and LeBron?
Huh?
What's the mental challenge for you to play alongside Luka and LeBron?
I don't know. The mental challenge? I don't know. I'm just embracing every opportunity. Like I said, there's nothing I'm not ready for, because I've been in the gym consistently, just preparing and just waiting for my opportunity to come. It just so happens that I'm here on the Lakers on the biggest stage, and honestly, I'm just embracing everything, just adding to the puzzle, and just want to just contribute the best way I can.
And we are joined. Man, are we excited about this. We yelled at him so many times over the years, wearing that Boston uniform, but Mark is smart. We thought maybe 12 years ago, but he was one pick away. But now you are here in a Laker uniform. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. Full circle. Full circle. It's crazy how this happens. Just talking with my wife earlier today, we talked about it. Did you ever think that 12 years ago when you went to Boston that you would ever be a Laker? No, I did not.
But you understand this rivalry fully, sitting next to the OG, Big Game James. I know you do, because you played in it for all those years. Yeah.
Definitely.
So what led you here to L.A.? Because I know Luka wants to take some credit. And what does that mean to you when a guy like Luka Doncic says, listen, that's the toughest guy that I've ever played against. I wanted him on my team, and I wanted to learn from him. Luka Doncic wanting to learn from you.
Yeah, that's you don't hear that. You don't hear a guy of Luka's caliber trying to want to learn, especially from a guy who plays defense, right? You don't hear that. But I'm ecstatic, man. I'm excited. When my agent told me Luka called him and was very interested, I didn't believe him at first. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I'm like, you're joking. And, I'm a jokester, so you're probably getting me back for something. And he's like, no, I'm serious. We really need to sit down and we need to talk. Like, this is going to happen. This is real. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, I'm just confused. But no, having Luka, have that ability to say, I want this guy here, and being able to play against him for the longest I did, knowing I'm finally glad to be on his side.
Yeah.
For 12 years, man, I've had to say, I hate this dude. Why we can't get somebody like that? You know, I've heard Kobe say it. He's tough. LeBron just said it like 30 minutes ago, and now you hear, you know, Michael Cooper was a tough defender. You put me in that mindset. So what do you think, you know, not what the team needs, but like when Ron Harper came here with Chicago, he brought that experience, he brought that locker room experience as well. What do you see going forward here?
Definitely. He brought that dog. That's what he brought for sure, that dog, you know. And that's what this is, that dog mentality. You know, I made my livelihood in this league of being that dog, and I still am.
Like that.
You know, and unfortunately, you know, the last 2 years, you know, I've been sidelined with injuries and, you know, just team to team. And, you know, I like to look at the positive things, and I like to look at that. I was able to get some rest and get my energy up and get my health up to be able to come here and do what I got to do.
As we kind of just both told you, LeBron and Luka both today said they were finally glad to be on the same side as you. Starting with the two of them, JJ mentioned to us that one of the responsibilities he sees in you is vocal leadership. What does that look like, especially when you start with those two?
Yeah, you know, for me, just being myself. You know, I've never backed down from any challenge. I've never backed down from any adversity. I've always tried to, you know, practice what I preach. You know, if I'm going to be able to tell somebody something, you better make sure you're doing it before you go out there and let somebody else know. So just holding myself and everybody accountable to do some great things.
You know, Marcus, I've been saying this throughout the summer ever since you signed with the Lakers. Like, when you look back at your career, it's only a couple years ago when you were the best defensive player in the league, when you were leading those Boston teams. You were the heart and soul. Those guys said it.
Yep.
You mentioned a couple of years, injuries, jumping around. What did you learn about yourself?
I learned to grow my patience. I learned to understand that, you know, things happen for a reason. And, you know, control what you can control. And that's kind of my motto, control what I can control. There's a lot of things in this world we can't control. And unfortunately, we focus a lot on those instead of focusing on things that we can control that can benefit us.
Is there a big difference playing, you know, in the East? Now you're coming over to the West. Is there a little bit difference?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You know, we all know the East. You know, it's a powerhouse. Yeah. You know, it's a grind. We're gonna take it. We're gonna be physical. We're gonna pound everything. West, you come over here and it's straight run and gun. You better put your track shoes on. You better be ready to go because these guys are trying to get up
chasing
and down
Steph all over the place.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
You mentioned the injuries, and then you shared with us in the commercial break how good you feel. Can you kind of peel back the curtain in terms of what you had to do to get your body to the position, mentally and physically?
Yeah, you know, I just came back from, you know, I tore two ligaments in my finger and my shooting hand on my right index finger. Had 4 pins put in. They took them out. Had to rehab the finger back. Also, this finger I actually dislocated with a compound fracture 8 years ago in summer league. So it's like this finger and this hand has been through a lot. So the rehab that I have to go through, breaking down more scar tissue and trying to get that function back, has been a long road. But, you know, I have a great support cast with my family, friends, and everybody around me to make sure, you know, I got everything I need to do to help me.
12 years.
12 years.
Are you as motivated as ever?
Very. Just probably more motivated now than ever, just because I've been there. I've tasted what it tastes like to be on that big stage in the big time moments at the highest of high, and I miss it.
If there's one area this team needs to be impacted, it's the defensive end. Is that going to be your main goal?
Plain and simple. That's me. That's what I came to do. That's why Luka called me. That's what JJ wants, you know. And like those guys say, to have me on their side. So I'm excited.
For those of us that are getting used to or learning the game of Jake Laravia, you played alongside of him. What can you share for Laker Nation?
Jay Smooth. That's what I call him, man. Jake. I think Jake is a very underrated player, and you guys are going to see. His skill set is very high, and you know, the type of player he can be on both ends with, you know, his athleticism, his height, and his will to want to learn and actually be good at what he does and put that work in. So I'm excited for Jake, and I think you guys will be too.
I got to ask you this before you go. You're playing in Boston all those years. I mean, fanatical fans, they love their Celtics. You come to LA. I mean, it is another level. What has been kind of that like with you when you see people and fans and how they react?
It's been all love from the fans. You know, just seeing around everybody talking. You know, we'll always love you. But still, when you come, just know it's all love. But you know, we got to play our part. And that's hating you. Right now.
It's like Rondo came, right? It's like Rondo, and then he comes here.
I'm here for it because I'm gonna thrive into it too. So
usually they say we hated you when you were kicking our ass, but welcome to LA.
Welcome to LA.
He beat us down a lot of times, didn't he?
That's amazing.
By the way,
Good
big game.
times.
You always said we're going to get that Celtic ass. That's what he said before every game.
And we're going to get some help from somebody who knows Boston very well.
Oh, man, this is a great conversation, man. I really appreciate it. We were looking forward to seeing you, and we're happy you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Happy you're healthy, too.
Definitely.
And congrats. I know your son turned 1.
Turned 1.
Turned 1.
He did. Yes, he did.
Cool,
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Marcus Smart, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The Laker.
I used to be a Celtic fan back in the day.
I know.
Yeah. Back
that's always weird. That switched in 82.
Paul Silas guys.
Yeah.
Wait, does Laker Nation know this? Did you just drop something
I debated it before, but that was long
time ago.
Guy threw haymakers at Tom Kite and stuff. He's not. Yeah.
Hey, Marcus.
How you doing?
Just wondering this summer, like now once it became clear you were going to be here, physically, where do you feel like you're at? How excited are you to show sort of the player that you know that you are, that maybe people didn't get a chance to see as much these last couple of seasons?
Definitely. You know, I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be back on the big stage. You know, these last 2 years for me has been rough, you know, from team to team, and then injuries, you know, compelled me from playing a lot of the time. So really this summer was just, you know, trying to get as healthy as I can. You know, in the game of basketball and in any sports, it's hard to get back to 100%, but you try to get as close as you can. And that's the goal for me. And, you know, it's definitely been a tough road, you know, but being here, the comfort that I have, the way that this organization and the teammates have embraced me is definitely going to help that.
Marcus, hey, Dan Weinke with The Athletic. DeAndre just told us that he thinks this is the biggest opportunity of his career, right? Having been bought out and, you know, going into all of this stuff. I'm curious, you know, for you, kind of how you view this opportunity for yourself to play again on that stage that you mentioned. Do you feel like this is a reset for whatever is next for you in your career?
Definitely. I'm right there with DA. You know, I got bought out as well. So, you know, this is a big year for me and my family. You know, like I said, those 2 years kind of went under the radar. People probably forgot a little bit, you know, what I can do and what I bring to the table. So, yeah, this year is definitely huge for me, and to be able to bring back to light what I've done my whole career.
Hi, Marcus. Brad Turner from the LA Times. You've mostly been a starter your entire career. Does it matter to you what role you play here with the Lakers?
It does not. I'm here to win, and however that means, that's me. You know, and like I've been saying around that, no matter whether I start or come off the bench, my presence will be made.
Tuking to win with the LA. Oh, right here. JJ was just talking earlier this week, last week, about what you need to be in terms of like a defensive presence, a leadership presence. What do you hope to kind of reestablish in terms of those skills and those parts of your game now that you're here in LA?
Definitely. You know, I've talked with JJ and what he expects from me on both ends, but especially that defensive end, and it's everything I've been doing my whole career. It's nothing new. And I remember the first thing he told me was, hey, if we're going to get the Celtics Marcus Smart, that's who we want, that's who we need. And we need you to be that person and be who you are. So for me, it's just coming out and giving everything I got on this court and leaving it out there every night.
Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. You just mentioned conversations you had with JJ. Just what have been your impressions of JJ as a coach now that you've had a couple of months of being able to talk to him?
First off, it's weird, to go from playing against him, game planning to try to run him off the line and chase him all night and every night to sitting down and him telling me who now, instead of chasing me, this is who you're going to chase. But no, it's definitely been great. JJ, his IQ when it comes to this game as a player, as a coach, is great. And we're all still learning. He's not perfect, but he strives every day to be, and that's only going to help us.
Marcus, you can defend multiple positions, and over the last couple of years, you've tended to defend up a little bit more. Do you have a preference on defending up or down, or does it matter to you? And with those conversations with JJ, what has been the vision in terms of your defensive role positionally?
No, there's not one thing that I prefer. Every night is going to be different. Every night is going to cause for a new challenge. And sometimes I might have to guard the smaller guards, and sometimes I might have to guard the bigger wings. That's just what it is. And with JJ, he fully understands my versatility, and he wants me to use my versatility to help this team.
Marcus, you've played against LeBron for so many years in so many situations. What stands out when you think about LeBron as a competitor, and what does it mean now to be his teammate finally?
Wow, definitely. Being a competitor, he's at the highest of the highs when it comes to it. We know the player he is. We know how great his mind is when it comes to this game. And having an opportunity to play against him, it feels good to be on his side now and not having him game plan against us. And so I'm looking forward to that, and we're going to have some fun.
Marcus, just your thoughts on the entirety of the roster, having Luka, Austin, Reaves, LeBron, all these guys, the addition of DeAndre, and just what do you make of the makeup of the team in the West?
I love it. We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things in a lot of special ways. We got some talented guys on this roster. Even the guys we didn't mention. The depth that we have, and like I said, the hunger that this team has. We got a lot of guys, working for something. And everybody's working for one goal, but we're all working individually for our stuff, for our families, and to go out there and be the best that we can be so we can help this team.
Marcus, a follow-up quickly. What's the onboarding process like when you join a team that has these big-time expectations? Memphis was in a similar situation. Do you dive into film? Do you watch Did you watch like a bunch of like Luka, Lakers, like stuff like that? And I'm curious kind of what your sort of initial impressions were.
Definitely. As a professional in your profession, you definitely need to do your homework. So for me, having these times of playing against Luka and watching him, I definitely go back and watch those games and just try to figure out, what can I do to make his job easier, and help this team and try my best. It's new, so you do have to dive right into it. You can't be on the other side trying to tiptoe in because you will get left behind.
Marcus, Minor Castillo desde la cancha, right here. Which one is going to be your role on offense this season with the Lakers?
That have not been discussed, but I believe my role is going to be, just as it is on the defensive. Everything that I bring, my skill set to help this team, whether that's, scoring, whether that's creating, and playmaking and doing all the little things. Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the Lake Show, Jake Laravia.
Appreciate it.
Now, Jake, what an offseason you had. Not only did you sign with the Lakers, you got engaged in the offseason, and you got married in the offseason.
Yes.
You got married on Saturday.
I did get married on Saturday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you bringing her to training camp for the honeymoon?
That is the honeymoon.
Yeah, that is the honeymoon. She's in LA. That's the honeymoon. That's what that is. Yeah.
Congratulations. So how was the wedding? Super fun, I assume? You had a great
it was
time?
good. We just had our immediate family out there. It was like a little elopement, and got together and just had a great ceremony. It was great weather, so it was perfect.
Awesome. That's
Man,
awesome.
what a summer you've had. Listen, you were born in Pasadena. You grew up there your first 5 years before moving. Your dad was a huge Laker fan, and I know you and I had talked about this, a big Magic fan, the Showtime era fan. He was on the verge of tears when this all went down with you and the Lakers. Just talk about those emotions that you and the family felt when this day became a reality.
Yeah, I mean, free agency hit, and Rob and JJ had called me, and I honestly made a decision pretty quickly after. I was like, the Lakers want me, I'll go play for the Lakers. Like, that's a pretty easy decision. And I called my mom and my dad up, and obviously my dad, being a lifelong Laker fan, was super excited for me. And I understand, what it's like to play for the Lakers organization, what it means, and I'm excited to be out here.
What's your pop's name?
Jeff.
Jeff, shout out. Thanks
He gonna love that. He gonna love
Finally
that.
got you one.
Big game. He's got tears in his eyes right now.
Yeah,
he gonna love that.
It's pretty cool. But what are your expectations? You come into a team where you can learn and contribute.
Yep.
You're playing with two of the greatest players that's ever played the game. What are your expectations? What do you want to learn, and what do you want to contribute as well?
Yeah, I mean, I got the same expectation, I think, as everyone else, coaching staff down to the players, everyone in this organization. Like, I want to win, and I think we have what it takes. We got a great roster. We got a great group of talent. And as far as, my contributions, I'm just here to impact that. I'm here to impact winning. I'm here to make winning plays. I'm here to make threes. I'm here to play defense. I'm here to rebound, and you know, all that.
I know it's not about the praise per se, because obviously you're motivated beyond that, but JJ and Rob both sang your praise last week at our press conference, talking about your commitment, but also the opportunity you have, despite being as good as you already are at this point, to just kind of have that kind of respect from them. What does that do for you as a player, especially this offseason, as you looked at the roster coming to fruition and how you can impact?
Yeah, I mean, it's dope to have your head coach talk about you like that, and the faith and the trust that they have in you to come out and contribute for the team. I've been in the gym, you know, every day working, and they've seen that, and that's probably why they're so confident in that, because I've been here, you know, since I signed. Really, I flew out here and I instantly got to work. I wanted to be out here with the coaching staff, with the players. I wanted to be out here getting used to just being in LA. And yeah, so I'm just, again, super excited to be out here and be able to compete.
Your former teammate, who is now a teammate again, Marcus Smart, we just had him up here, and he was singing your praises, talking about your skill set. He calls you a very underrated basketball player. He said LA is going to fall in love with your style. What does that mean to you when you hear that coming from a guy like Marcus Smart?
Yeah, like, it's dope to hear, you know, a player like Marcus Smart to be able to talk about me like that. We had a really good relationship when we were in Memphis together, and you know, I'm glad that he's on this team as well, because we have that connection, and I'm excited to get out there on the court and compete with him.
What do the Lakers get with Marcus Smart?
A gritty guy, like a gritty defender. Talk about hustle plays and winning plays. I mean, you've seen it his whole career when he was with Boston, and he brings like also a very underrated offensive game of playmaking, shooting, passing ability, all that.
As a shooter, I could only imagine to play alongside two of the best passers in the game. I mean, have you been salivating at the opportunities and the looks?
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to make my life pretty easy when I'm on the court. I'm just I envision myself just having a lot of wide open threes this year, and I think that's what it's going to be. I'm just going to be standing on the left wing. Everyone's going to be looking at Luka, and then Luka going to do one of his crazy passes over to me, and I'm going to be open.
Yeah, I mean, you're with three of the most creative passers in the league when you throw in Austin Reaves, right? You always got to be ready.
For sure. I will. Hands ready. That's what you're taught.
On the defensive end, what's the biggest challenge? You know, the prototype players now is your height, your size, playing the wing. What's the biggest challenge? I mean, we went up against Minnesota last year. That was a big issue, the wingspan, and how do you plan to utilize that on the defensive end?
I think the biggest thing is, like, I mean, I'm not the most athletic guy. I'm not the quickest either, but, like, you just got to be tough when you're playing defense. You got to be tough. You got to be gritty. You got to be physical, and if you're doing those things and you're making the offensive player uncomfortable, I mean, that's really the best you can do. Good players gonna make tough shots, but as long as you're making it a tough shot, like that's really the best you can do, and I think I do that.
Amen.
You mentioned that you were in the gym all summer long. What were some other things, obviously outside of shooting, that you were working on?
I worked on finishing with contact. I feel like, you know, my last couple years in the league, I was on the ground a lot because I would just shoot the layup and fall looking for a foul. And this offseason, I really worked on like my base and my strength to be able to finish with the contact and through the contact.
LA fans not familiar with your game. What do you tell them?
You're getting I mean, you're going to see it. Like, I really don't know what else to say. You're going to see it real soon. I play hard. I play tough. I get on the ground. I make winning plays.
Love that.
I'm going to be running back and forth. You're going to see it. Like, I really just do whatever on the court.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you're 23, LeBron. Is that crazy?
It is. I'm 23.
You're 21.
I'm 23. So, yeah,
share something in common.
It is.
You were born when he first came into the league.
Yeah, it was wild.
Man,
That's
he's still
impressive.
doing it. He's still doing it at that level. All right, Jake, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, Jake.
How you doing?
We spoke to JJ and Rob last week, and JJ kind of went out of his way to say how much he believes in your game, how excited he is to fit you in, and you know your commitment to the offseason program. Just wondered what that relationship's been like in the early stages, and how you guys talk about the game and what your role could be for them.
Yeah, it's been really good since I got here. We've had a lot of good conversations, me and JJ, about my role. He kind of just told me to be myself out there, that he's not going to, specify, one or two things or three things that he wants me to do and to go out there and just do that. He wants me to be a basketball player, be who I am when I'm out there. He knows, how hard I play. He knows that I make winning plays, that I make the right play. I can be a connector out there as well. Obviously, is bringing shooting and defense to the team. So he just wants me to go out there and be free, be a basketball player at the end of the day, and go out there and hoop.
Hey, Jake, did you get married 2 days ago? Is that what the post was?
I did get married 2 days ago. Yep, I got the ring on my finger to prove that.
Congratulations. To be in this opportunity here to kind of take your skills and put them into a championship environment, what are you most excited to see in terms of the ways you can impact winning?
Yeah, I think I can complement Austin, Luka, LeBron very well in how they play. Just providing the spacing on the offensive side, and then defensively just being able to, take some pressure off them by guarding, the opposing team's better wing, player. And then also just, like I said, about, playing hard and making the winning plays and getting on the ground. And, you guys will all see soon enough how I play, October 21st when the season starts. But, I just go out there and I try and win every night, and I try and impact winning. And obviously that's what the Lakers organization is about. So I'm excited to put on a show.
Hi, Jake Brad from the LA Times. What can you tell Laker fans about you, yourself, and your game?
Me as a person, my personality. Funny sometimes. As a person, I don't know. I guess you'll come to find out as the season goes along who I am as a person and my personality. And then obviously, like I've been saying, when I'm on the court, the one thing that I can't control every night is how hard I play. And that's what I do when I go out there. You can't control if I'm going to make or miss shots. If I could, I'd make everything, as I say. And I go out there and I do what I can to impact winning. I try and do all the little things that help our team win games. And, I've been doing that since I ever got to the NBA. I've been doing that since I started playing basketball. And that's what I'm going to do again this year.
Tukney to win with the LA Times. Jake, at this point in your career, what does it mean to you to be with this franchise and this city and wear this jersey, have this opportunity to kind of prove what you can do on this kind of stage?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. I know what comes with being part of the Lakers organization. My dad grew up a huge Lakers fan. We're from out here. He grew up a big Magic Johnson fan. I understand what this organization, wants every year, which is championships. It's a winning organization, and my one goal being here is to continue to provide banners. So.
Hey, Jake, Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. Is there a part of your game that you're looking to showcase or wanting to showcase that you weren't able to, didn't in your previous stops?
I think I've pretty much showcased the aspects of the game of my game that, for the most part, I'm going to be doing the same thing here as far as shooting the three ball, finishing, being that connector, as I said, playmaking a little bit. I think I'll elevate every year. I think I'll get better every year, obviously, as you're supposed to. But as far as something completely different, I didn't get more athletic. I'm not jumping out the gym any more than I was any other year. So, yeah.
Hey, Jake, what's your history with LeBron? What impact did he make on you as a young basketball player? What was it like getting to play against him for the first time? What's it like getting to be his teammate now? Yeah,
I grew up watching him, obviously. LeBron James was a household name and still is. And competing against him for the first time was a surreal moment. Obviously, growing up watching, a player of that caliber, and then being able to go up and guard him and actually compete with him and against him. And now, I'm on his team, and I get to be on the same side as him every night. And my favorite thing about that is just being able to learn from him, take knowledge from him. He's player of the game, so he's very knowledgeable when it comes to basketball, and I'm excited to learn from him.
Jake, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. How are you working on your reads and spacing on offense?
You said spacing on offense?
Yeah, and reads.
What was
reading the game. How are you working reading the game and the space on offense?
Like my spacing? Yeah, like I said, playing with guys like Luka and Austin and stuff like that, the sole focus for a defensive game plan or for an opposing team scout is going to be stop them. And that's going to leave other players like, me, Rui, other guys that are spacing the floor, Dalton, open to be able to shoot the basketball and get open looks. And then it's on us to make those shots. And, it'll be easy. Like at the end of the day, when you're playing with guys of this caliber, everyone's focus is on them. So.
All right. Here he is. Last year, Media Day, I thought was one of the coolest moments because we had Bronny and his pops on the set to lead it off. But now you are solo, as you should be.
Solo.
You get your
solo.
own interview. Welcome back.
Thank
How
you,
we
thank
doing?
you. I'm doing great.
We're jumping right into what we care about, not basketball. It's been as Big Game James says, it's like the Golf Channel today. Listen,
right.
Hey, man, that swing, and listen, as a father, I told your dad, and he agreed. Your swing is buttery.
I
You are
appreciate it.
advanced. I don't know. He's got a long way to go to catch
Advanced,
you.
I don't know about that, but
The swing.
I'm working on
swing
it.
is buttery. I'm
Thank
telling you.
Yeah. I've been working on it.
Where'd he get
this
that
summer.
from, Allie, his swing?
Your mom.
Okay.
Oh, it got to be my mom.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a softball player. I don't have
That's it.
much of a baseball swing, but I guess she got the mechanics down a little bit. Yeah.
News travels quickly in the golf world.
Oh, yeah.
And, Bronny's, he's known as a smooth operator. He's getting it done quickly as well.
Is Austin Reaves that good?
Oh, Austin is elite.
Elite?
Elite. I mean, if you consider +1 elite, I do.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
It is elite. How excited are you to start training camp tomorrow?
It's out of the roof. I'm working on my game. I'm really confident in myself right now, so I'm ready to go out there.
How different is it from a year ago?
Oh, it's miles different. Like I feel very confident in my game right now, so I'm ready.
Yeah, under the microscope a lot last year. A lot of it unfairly, your first year. But I saw in the Summer League this year, I saw a little bit in the G League, some major production. You calm down, forget all the distractions, what people are saying. That's got to feel good coming into year number
Great.
2.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, everything is paid off. All the work, all the late nights, all the early mornings. Putting the right things in my body, lifting, everything. So, yeah.
What do you see like an avenue that you might take this year? I know defensively, you're bouncy, the outside shot. I know defense is to me is your best, but what do you see another avenue you might improve on going forward this year?
I mean, as a PG, just being, having the ball in my hands and be comfortable with the ball in my hands and, running plays for my team and getting people in the right spots and stuff like that. So, but also just, taking advantage of any opportunity that JJ gives me, whether it's, late in the season or early in the season whenever he needs me to do whatever. I'm a dirty work guy and I'll do whatever. So
love it.
I imagine you spent time just kind of reflecting on that first year as you looked ahead to what you could do this off season. What were some of those things that you kind of took away from last year that you worked on?
Again, just having the ball in my hands and being able to make mistakes, especially in the G League. I think it's really, grown my game a lot. And just, working on my game even more in the summer, working on specific things, getting downhill more, being able to shoot off the dribble, stuff like that, and being able to read pick and rolls and, help side defense and stuff like that. So, again, just those G Leagues reps have been amazing for me, and it's allowed me to learn a lot faster.
Bronny, it was so impressive last year, and we were really happy for you just to watch the improvement because it was always on full display. We watched you spend a lot of time in the G League, and I remember that game late in the season against Milwaukee where you showed out and you got that opportunity.
Yep.
Describe what that was like for you last year, just kind of going from back and forth, and how that helped you.
Yeah, I think it was great for me. Giving me some problems to work out myself. And learning while doing it. I think it was the best thing that could have happened to me in terms of my situation. So just going down there and getting the reps in and again being able to make mistakes and learn from that, and then coming up and playing against the Bucks and having a good game. So Yeah, I think it was.
It was a great game. It was a great game, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, just being able to learn. So, yeah.
You've always had your dad, like to work out with,
right.
To teach you, new lessons. Now you're on the team with your dad, and you have a second-year coach in JJ Redick, who seems to know how to communicate very well. What's it like having, two of those entities at once?
Yeah, I mean, Dad has been with me since the start, so he's always been preaching the same things and believing in myself and believing in my game and my work, and also just having JJ as the head coach believe in me to go out and produce when he needs me, and sending me down to the G League. He thought it was good for me, and it turned out great. So having two guys like that believe in me and believe in my game has just been great for my progression.
Obviously, to have both of them alongside of you, is there anyone else maybe that you picked the brains of over the summer from a mentor standpoint?
Not really. I'd say just trying to focus on what's going on in my head, and trying to not let it overwhelm me. Especially last year, there was a lot going on, jumping back from G League into Lakers. So just trying to keep my head on right and on tight. So it's been working so far this summer.
Seems a lot calmer, doesn't he? He's like cool as a cucumber sitting over here.
He's going to be able to do whatever he wants in life when he's done playing.
Well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's too cool, man. I love it.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I can't wait to talk about him. No, seriously, you've been incredible. We're super proud of you. But if you can share this. Personal goal this year?
Personal goal?
Yeah, like for you going into training camp this season, do you have some goals
I mean,
share?
I think just growing as a player every day, just coming in and learning from the guys that are playing ahead of me, and being ready whenever those guys need me. So I'm just here for the road and learning every day and working every day and trying to get better, trying to just better myself any way I can.
Earning his interview on the set by himself. I can't wait to see it. We are good.
We do have to finish with the one question we've asked of everyone all day long. I'm sure it just hits a little different because it was my favorite quote last year. I think throughout the season when you were like, he is my dad.
He's my dad.
Literally, he's my dad.
We use that all year as a best. He's my dad.
He's my dad. Season 23.
Season 23.
You surprised?
I'm just as surprised as everyone else. I don't know how he's doing it. It's crazy to be a part of that, and I've been here from literally the start.
Yeah.
So
from the jump.
Yeah, literally I've been here from the jump. So
literally
my dad.
He's literally my dad has been playing in the league.
Yeah, remember seeing photo and video of you shooting hoops before and after the game in Cleveland and Miami, to now. That's crazy.
It's crazy
for us to experience that.
It was great. Just being on the set last year, as a dad, it was crazy. Just watching you two together and stuff. So here you are,
awesome.
man.
Appreciate it, man.
Congrats on everything. Keep working on that buttery swing.
I got you. I will.
Hey, Bronny, we saw the clear growth in Summer League, right, from what had been you've been developing for the year prior. What have you done since then, and what did you sort of learn about your game that you thought you could carry forward into training camp this year?
Just like every other NBA player in the summer, I'm just keep my head down, working on the same stuff that has gotten allowed me to grow during the summer, and coming in every day ready to learn, and ready to take advantage of an opportunity if it's given to me. Just keep my head down and working.
Bronny, what's the energy been like in the gym this summer around these guys? Anybody stand out? Anything pop to you that maybe seems different, or growth from the foundation that was kind of laid in the organization in JJ's first year?
Everything has been great. Energy in the summer. We come out here every day ready to work and ready to get better as a team. I've been playing, against each other since Summer League has ended. So, JJ is engraved in our heads that we need to be in championship shape. Have championship effort, stuff like that. So,
we all, know what it needs to take to, get to that level and bring up a championship. So, we've all been locked in this summer.
Bronny, you showed some flashes of growth in the summer league, and how have you built on that since, in terms of not only maybe your wind, as you mentioned, being in championship shape, but just your confidence leading into year 2?
I think it's just working on all the same stuff that I was working on before. It's obviously helped during the G League too. Just working on stuff, whether that's putting the right stuff in my body or, coming in and working on specific skills that I need to, grow or stuff like that. So it's been all the same stuff, trying to create a good routine.
Was there one skill set that you wanted to improve upon and make sure that you sharpen that to be really good?
No, I wouldn't say that, because, you need an all-around game. You can't just be, good at one thing to be on an NBA floor. So I'm, working on my body, working on my strength in the weight room, stuff like that, working on my quickness, but also coming out on the court and working on my, my game on the offensive end. So it's been an all-around, work.
Bronny, since Summer League, have there been conversations with JJ about your role and whether it'll be different than it was last season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still the guys that are playing ahead of me right now, so I'm, just ready to take advantage of any opportunity that he gives me, and whether that role is, stay at the same place. I'm just ready to, go out there and play and provide and produce for my team.
Bronny, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. After your first NBA season, what gave you confidence to face your second year?
I just think seeing the growth, during the whole year, summer league, and then going in the big team and playing, a couple of good games. So just seeing that growth and watching, film of myself becoming more confident, it just, fuels me to be even more confident this year.
Bronny, you've grown a lot, as you acknowledged, over the course of last season, turning into your own player. There's also still a lot of, understandably, attention, you and your father. How much does it mean to you just to grow into your own identity and to sort of just be judged on your own merits, however you're judged?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great for me and my mind to, just push through those, the criticism and everything that's, thrown my way, and just to see the growth and, skills develop as a player while, being scrutinized and stuff like that. I think it's, just good for my head, and it's just allowed me to, keep going and pushing through.
Sorry. Bronny, JJ got a contract extension. Rob announced that to us last week. I'm just curious, kind of working with him last year, what about his communication stood out most to you?
Say for me, just believing in me is the most part. I think he thought that he definitely thought that it was a good idea to send me to the G League and, have me get those extra reps, and it, turned out great for me. And, we sat down and agreed on that, and, it turned out to be the best. So I have full trust in him and what he wants to do with me and what role he wants to, put me in, stuff like that. So, I'm willing to take any, criticism or help that he throws at me, and I'm, ready to take advantage of opportunity if it's given.
Hey, Dalton, we got a chance to talk to JJ last week, and he said that he thought that you might have actually gotten burnt out early in the offseason, 5 a.m. workouts, 3 a day, just kind of going constantly. But he felt like he saw some of the payoff just these last couple of weeks of the conditioning that you're in. Can you just take us through season ends, your mindset, the work carried through Summer League, and kind of how JJ described it?
Yeah, right when the season ended, I got with my trainer and told him, we got to be on the court next year during the playoffs. And, I just overworked myself, got burnt out. By the time Summer League started, I was just completely drained. So, I think it was a great learning piece for me, and that's something that me and JJ talked about during the offseason, that this is a good piece. Like, my struggles is a good thing, and you get to really learn from them.
Dalton, championship shape has been like the phrase that's been thrown out a lot around us. I'm sure you've heard it plenty behind closed doors. What did that mean for you? Was it about strength? Was it about stamina? What were you trying to do to your body to kind of get you more prepared for an NBA season?
I think it's a mix of both. You got to be strong throughout the whole entire year, maintaining your strength and being still in shape on the court, not gaining too much weight, but being able to maintain and play at a high level the whole entire time. That's something JJ said that we struggled on, especially during the playoffs. So, I think every single one of us came back this summer and really focused on that, and all of us are in great shape for training camp.
Dalton, what do you take from last year in terms of the success that you had and apply it to this year and try to make it, extend beyond the early portion of the season?
Yeah, just staying confident and just listening to my coaches and all the vets that I got on the team still. They talk to me constantly, even during the beginning and towards the end of the year. They were always in my ear, just checking in on me. So, just going out there and doing what I do is the best thing, and that's going to be the best thing to help this team out for sure.
Dalton, you proved to be a very good outside shooter. What else do you want to show that you can do this season? Besides shooting, what else do you want to show that you can do?
Show that I'm more than just a shooter. Being able to get to the hoop and go up and finish around contact and around the rim, and then also finding my teammates, running. I'm a shooter, so people are going to try to run me off the line, but also look for, like DA, Jax, and all them guys slipping to the paint. So that, and then rebounding as well, and then improving my defense.
Dalton, what has JJ told you about what he'll be looking from you? So, in kind of what, going back to what you were saying, so you can be on the floor come playoff time if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, the biggest thing is he just said to stay confident. That's one of my biggest strengths. JJ said is I'm one of the most confident players on the court at all times, and just keep maintaining that, and just stick with it. No matter what, just keep sticking with it, and then that's about it.
Hi, Dalton. Maynor Castillo desde la cancha. You just say that your confidence is really good. What is the source of that confidence for you?
I would say all the time I spend in the gym since I first played basketball. That's kind of where I get my confidence from. That's something my dad always told me, and it just carried me through all the way to where I'm at right now, is being the most confident player. All the shots I take in the game, all the reps I do is something that I done way before the game even started.
Which one is going to be your sneaker rotation for this season? I see you now with Jordans, the 10s, so what is the plan?
You'll have to see. Being a Jordan athlete, you get to rock a lot of crazy Jordans, so we'll see what I got in rotation.
Dalton, Luka's talked a lot about how it took him a little while to wrap his mind around the trade and being here and new situation. You went through something pretty unusual yourself with the rescinded trade. Have you, I guess, regained a comfort level with the organization and your place here and just general setting?
Yeah, there's no hard feelings. I think that's something that we talked about when I first got back. There's no hard feelings. And, it's in the past. Like, who cares? Like, I'm ready to just go hoop, play for the Lakers, play in front of a great crowd in crypto, and then, yeah, happy to be here. Appreciate it.
Hey, Jaxson. You've been asked to do a lot of different things, right, for this team. Sometimes start at center, you've been deployed on the wing, move your feet defensively, catch lobs. Like, do you have a good idea this season as to kind of the best way to utilize your talent and how that'll fit in with the group?
Yeah, most definitely. Me, JJ, and Rob, and some of the guys had some talks, and just really playing a lot of pick and roll this year, using that to our ability, because, that was working for us real well at the end of last year. And just, coming in with the second group and helping out a lot with them, and just doing whatever they need me to do, just kind of being that Swiss Army knife and just working on a lot of defensive stuff, gained some weight this summer so they can use me in different ways. So just excited for that.
Jaxson, after the way last season ended, I think some people were surprised that you'd be sitting here today. Why did you want to be back? Why was it important for you to come back? And what do you kind of make of where this team is now versus the version you left?
I mean, people still forget about what all led up to before the playoffs. We had a great run before that, and I had a good meeting with JJ and Rob after the season and right after the Game 5, and they just told me they wanted me back, and so we talked about some things, and so I'm just excited to be back and get to work.
Jaxson, how much did playing with Luka elevate your game, and how much do you expect that to be the same this season?
Oh, a ton. That's one of the best playmakers of all time, if not one of the best passers of all time. So, just playing with him, playing with Bron, those two bring so much force and so much attention. Everyone else is worried about them that it just gives me the opportunity to have a ton of lobs and drop-offs. So,
Jaxson, obviously you return, the team added DA. What can just a more fortified big man lineup or big man rotation do for the team as a whole?
I feel like it'll help a ton. Last year it was really me and Vando as our 2-5. So, definitely just having two real bigs is going to be awesome. Yeah. All good? We're done? Huh?
Hey, Jaxson, you mentioned you put on some weight this offseason. Can you just talk about why that was important to you and how much you think that'll help?
It was really important to me just because I've always been a little lighter. And so wanted to gain good, healthy weight. Me and our strength coach, Randy, and my chef and our nutritionist, Ms. Becky, all just worked together this summer and getting me eating the right stuff and eating a certain amount of calories and just doing lifts that will help me kind of gain the right weight and just make sure my body still feels good while gaining this weight. Yeah.
Jaxson, when you kind of look back at, you mentioned that stretch before the playoffs, you're starting center on a team that won a lot of games, and it's probably the best opportunity that you had to kind of show what you could do in that role. What did you see when you look back at it? What are the things that you think you can take specifically from that stretch to kind of move forwards here?
Really just the continuity of the offense was, flowing, just being in the right spots. That was something I was really learning, just where to be with certain guys and where they want you to be. They're expecting you to be right here on this side if you're driving to the right side, stuff like that. Just little things I feel like was a big thing for us. And, we were running a lot too. So, I feel like that's when I'm at my best. And so, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Gabe?
How we doing?
Gabe, so you gained a lot of knowledge last year, how to play, even in the short term with Luka and then longer with LeBron in Austin, and just wondering how that, if it impacted your offseason work, if at all. There certain things, all right, this is the thing that I know JJ is going to want and need. This is a part of my game. How did you put that kind of equation together in your offseason workouts?
I guess I started with the film room. Obviously, there were some things I knew coming into it, starting working out maybe a week or two after we stopped playing. And got knocked out, but some of it was in the film, and a lot of it was playing off the catch, whether it's catching and shooting or catching and putting the ball on the ground and trying to score in that in-between area or at the rim. But a lot of it was predicated around that, for sure, knowing that we have those three guys who will primarily be handling the ball.
Gabe, two questions for you. What does DeAndre Ayton, the best version of DeAndre Ayton along with Jaxson, do for this team? How does it raise its floor and maybe its ceiling?
Yeah, well, I think you take both of those guys. Both of them are pretty much footers. DeAndre, who's had a pretty good career so far, I think he's averaging 17 and 10. You know what I mean? So him and his best version with those two guys, three guys, including Austin in a pick and roll, I think it puts a lot of stress on the paint and a lot of stress on the rim. Hope everyone's all right back there. That didn't sound too good. But I think both of them are explosive. Both of them are at the rim. They both can anchor a defense. I think DA has a lot more experience anchoring the defense, so definitely looking forward to that. But having some size in there where I felt like we might have been lacking towards the playoff run last year will be huge for us.
Everybody's good.
I hope so.
And then defensively, you're going to share the court, I assume, at times with Marcus Smart. What do you think identity-wise you guys can do in terms of defensive tone setting?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we've done defensively, he and myself, I think that speaks for itself. So I think for Marcus, just be yourself. And I think that'll be more than enough to go out there and just be the competitor, be the defender, be the winner that he is, and we're looking forward to having him.
What's up, Gabe?
What's up, man?
From year to year, how has your role evolved, and how will it evolve again this year with Luka and LeBron and AR?
I'd say while I've been here, I've been more and more off the ball. I think that's been more of the evolving bit, is being less on the rock, being more off the ball, playing off of catch and shoots, playing off of closeouts, and being leaned on more defensively than offensively, I think.
Hey, Gabe. Excuse me. Last year, JJ spoke quite a bit about, whether it's you, Vando, being banshees. That seems to be a common word that he used throughout last season. Has there been similar messaging? No, you guys haven't practiced yet, but has there been similar messaging coming to this season, just in talks with JJ over the past few months?
I don't know if there's been similar messaging, but I think there's kind of an understanding of maybe the expectation, for lack of a better word. But I think, Vando, myself, I think we know what we can bring to this team, and I think we know how to be impactful and how to help us win. And I think that those are those qualities that we could bring in, night out.
Okay, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. Do you know all these young kids and social media always asking about how to be better in offense, but what do you did in the summer to be better in defense?
This summer?
Yeah, this summer.
I didn't do anything specifically this summer to be better on defense, to be honest with you. Summers past, I've dove into the film work. I've tried to work on timing of when to attack the ball, when it touches the ground, it's coming up. I've watched players' former highlights from high school, college, et cetera, to kind of get an idea of what they go to when they're in a stress situation. There's different ways to break down the defensive side, but I think for myself personally, defense wasn't necessarily a highlight for me this summer. But you could always grow, and a lot of it is just effort, energy, being in shape, and being willing to compete, and understanding that, if I could annoy you or be a nuisance to you and keep you 4 points from your average, I won that day. Yep.
Gabe, is there any particular goals that you set for yourself this season?
Individually, honestly, not many. I think games played is a goal for me. I think last year I came in at 72. So I'd love to play more games than 72 this year, be available for more. But I'm all about winning. I think my goal right now is very team-oriented. I just want to do whatever I can to help this team win games. Obviously, I'd love to showcase myself and put on a good performance, but I'm more interested in helping us win games. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, what's up, Jared?
What's up?
Oh, you talked about how this was going to be the first offseason in a little bit where you actually were healthy and had the chance to work on your game, to just get in the gym and all that. How did that go for you? Where did you focus, and does that make you feel like considerably different before the start of training camp?
No, it felt good. I mean, it feels great. Being able to have a full summer under my belt. I was able to really work on my game, work on my body, and just having that confidence going into the year. Instead of playing catch-up, being able to be on, be a part of training camp early, and just it's a different level of approach and preparation when you already put the work in and being able to start fresh.
Jared, this team has changed over a bunch since you first got here. What was it like prepping for you, knowing that you're playing alongside Luka Doncic? What are the skills, I guess, that you felt like you had to really hone to sort of be able to maximize yourself alongside a player like that?
A lot of it was honestly just basic skills, just being reps. Being able to be in the right positions. Where that comes with shooting, finishing, ball handling, and playing around him, and all the other guys we got as well. So, I think the main focus for me was just actually to get the reps in. The last few summers, I wasn't even able to, do a lot of extra work. It was mainly just kind of getting by and just trying to get by game to game, honestly. So I wasn't able to do a lot of extra work, a lot of extra reps. And I think that's, super important throughout the year.
Jared,
What's up, baby?
How you doing, man?
Oh, good.
You've seen the West stay tough, got even better. What's it going to take for this team to be competitive and be one of the top 4 teams in the West, if not even better than that?
Yeah. It's going to take us to buy in, and I think we all know that. You know, we got a lot of veteran guys that's, you know, been around, and at this point in their career, they know that that's what it's about. You know, buying in and winning, essentially. So we know that's, you know, the most important thing for us. We all on the same page with just winning, buying in, everybody doing their part, doing their role. And, you know, obviously everybody, whether that's on the court or in the weight room, I think health is a big thing for us, you know, staying healthy. So everybody's just being professional when it comes to on the court and in the weight room and the training room and, you know, doing what everybody needs to do to, you know, to have a healthy, successful season.
Hey, Vando, to your left.
What's up, brother?
What's up? Yeah, you guys played a lot of small ball down the stretch of the season after acquiring Luka. What can the addition of DeAndre Ayton and then also Jaxson returning Maxi Kleber, what can that do for the team as a whole and for you individually? What can having a more fortified center lineup or center rotation do for you individually, be on the perimeter more compared to last season?
It can do a lot. You know, as a team, it brings us a different level of versatility that we could throw different lineups, different looks. Obviously, I feel like last year we kind of had to go small ball, but having the option to go small, go big, go fast, or go defensive orientated, offensive orientated, like I feel like we got so many versatile lineups now that we could throw out there, and it's always having a big body. You know, I think even for me personally, not always being the biggest guy on the floor, you know, having other guys that could cover me, or you know, we could switch, or me being able to be on the perimeter a little bit more. You know, helps me out personally and as a team. So I think just being able to be versatile and throw out different looks.
Hey, Jared. Right over here. Obviously known as a team player, just curious, your own individual goals is whatever, maybe something you worked on over the summer, or as you get ready to go to this upcoming season, what are things you want to accomplish personally?
Personally, my main goal is just to be healthy. I know it's been a couple seasons that you know, being fiddled with injuries. So for me personally, my number one goal is, you know, just be healthy, finish the season healthy, do a full, complete season. That's first and foremost. And then obviously, you know, just being able to take advantage of this training camp, this preseason, and, you know, being able to apply everything that I've worked on into the real game. But yeah, my main goal is health, honestly.
Hey, Jared, over here. David from Clutch Points. I remember last season you talked about the work you put in on your shooting, especially the corner three. Just kind of how has that part of your game continued to grow, especially with all the ball handlers and playmakers you have on this roster?
Yeah, it's definitely grown over the years. I mean, just being able to, like I said, this summer I was able to put in a lot of reps, you know, because I wasn't rehabbing. I was able to just, you know, just work out normally. So, yeah, obviously, you know, we have a lot of great playmakers on this team. So a lot of corner shots or a lot of three-point shots will be available. So for me, it was very important just to make sure I'm, you know, being ready to take and make those shots. So, you know, yeah, honestly, just being able to have a full summer where I can actually put in reps, I think that was a big thing for me.
Hey, Maxi, obviously when you were traded with the Lakers, you came in with the injury and were able to get back just in time for a couple minutes in that last game. How has that progressed this offseason physically, and kind of where do you feel like you're at as you head into this season?
I feel fully recovered, fully healthy. You know, I emphasized obviously finishing the rehab and doing everything to feel good about that, and then from that point on, you know, build on physical strength, conditioning, and all that. So I'm ready to go.
Maxi, along those lines, what's sort of the plan for you? Oh, sorry, right here.
My bad.
What's sort of the plan for the preseason in terms, you know, you haven't played a lot of live basketball. Are you hoping to use that as a knock the rust off time? What's kind of your hope for that?
Yeah, for sure. Not just the preseason, even the time before now, it was important to just, you know, be back on the court. having basketball workouts, basketball rhythm, and especially when it comes to like those preseason games, getting back into like playing within the system and not just like a little bit of pickup basketball or simulated situations. So just finding that rhythm with teammates and with our game plan on the court will be very helpful to obviously come back.
We spoke to DeAndre Ayton earlier, and he said this is the best opportunity of his career, or the biggest opportunity, of his career. What can playing with Luka do for him, and how important do you think he is for this team?
Playing with Luka, I think everybody who watches basketball knows that besides his own shots that he gets, will create very easy shots for everybody else. He draws so much attention. So I think there will be a lot more lob threats or like lob finishes for him that he didn't have before. Besides his post-up game, the mid-range jumpers that he has, that will make his life a lot easier. And obviously, he's a physical presence on the court. We played a little bit 5-on-5 pickup, and I feel like he's gotten stronger. He's in great health, and that would just help on the defensive side too. Being a rim protector.
Actually, Brad from the LA Times. I think people have kind of forgotten about you because you haven't played much lately. But can you remind people about your game and how you can help this team?
I try to do the simple things, like kind of like the dirty work, like some other players, set good screens, make the right plays. It's not always showing up in box scores or whatever, but the main thing is to just understand my own role, what we want in our system, and then make the right decisions based on that. Space the floor for Luka to get into the paint, or AR, LeBron, all that. Besides that, obviously, like bringing physicality onto the court.
Hey, Maxi. What have been your impressions of JJ as a coach since joining the team in February? And what, if you've had these conversations, what has he told you about your role for this team this season?
I played a little bit with him in Dallas. So he was my teammate for a short time, and I already knew back then, and seeing like all his podcasts that he did, he has a very high basketball IQ and basketball knowledge. And what I appreciate about him as a coach is he gives you very clear rules on what he wants to do. We have a freedom, obviously, in how to play the game, but there's just basics that everybody has to be on the same page, and he's very structured when it comes to that, so I really appreciate that side of him. Also, as a person, he doesn't hold back. He tells you how it is, and I think that's what we need as a feedback to improve as a player and as a team. And we did talk about, the number one thing for me, obviously, is staying healthy. You can't be helpful for anybody if you're not healthy. So that's the number one thing for me. And then just like I said earlier, getting back into basketball rhythm.
Maxi, you've seen Luka work with Kyrie and work with Jalen Brunson. And last year it worked to a large degree in the regular season. Then you guys obviously had the early exit in the playoffs. But what do you think it's going to take to get to the next level with Luka and LeBron and Austin kind of figuring out the best way to play together?
I think, like you said, figuring out the best way. It takes time. A lot of times, what you see in team sports, you have good names on paper, but you got to figure out how to work that together on the court, also for the dynamic of the team and the whole spirit of everybody. So this is the time that we have now. Last year was rush. It's also in the middle of the season where a lot of change happens. Also, it was like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, trade. So there's a lot of noise around it. But now we have a fresh start. We have a fresh team, and we have the time now to get to know each other, get into each other on the court during preseason, and figure all that out. Because obviously, like with that talent, you have a lot of chances to win it all. Thank you, guys.
Sounds good.
What's up, Adou? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right. Obviously, you look at the roster and you see LeBron, you see Luka, and you see Austin, and it's sort of a lot of ball handling creation at the highest level that you can get. Do you feel like with what your skill set is, and that's something that just is a natural fit with the size, the length, the athleticism, and have you thought about that and how you might contribute this year?
I looked at our roster and I looked at everybody on the team. We have a lot of great players and everything, but I still feel like, it's little things that could be done to, help a team win and everything. And if those little things are what I need to do, then I'll definitely do it.
Hey, Dan Weinke with The Athletic. Are you cleared for full 5-on-5 at this point? Do you expect to be participating here early in training camp?
I haven't been fully cleared yet, but I've been working out and training and getting back to playing, just dealing with a little bit of swelling right now. But going about it day to day.
How do you kind of balance I'm sure you're anxious
for sure
to get out here and to run around and play with these guys, but also knowing that you're a rookie and there's some long view in this, I guess. How patient are you letting yourself be, and what's this process been like since you got here this summer?
I got to look at it as, I got a long career ahead of me, so can't look at this one little injury as can't just let it linger around. So trying to attack it and make sure I'm back 100% healthy so I can play how I want to play for the rest of my years.
Hi, Adou Brad from the LA Times. Can you envision yourself playing with the Lakers and also playing with the G League team to get some experience?
Yes, of course. I'm just happy to be here, happy to be in this position. So whatever they ask of me, I'll be ready to compete, whoever it's against.
Hey, Adou, Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. I know it's just been a few months since being drafted, but what have been your initial impressions of JJ as a coach in the conversations you've been able to?
Could you repeat that?
My bad. What have been the impressions you've had of JJ as a coach in the conversations you've had with him since being drafted?
The main focus this year is, every year, but championship. So being in championship shape, and that's what he's been stressing the most. Just everybody being in shape, championship communication, just wanting to win a championship and doing everything that needs to be done to do that. So I understand it all, and I stand by it. I'll do whatever I need to do on my end to gain his trust.
Hey, Adou. Over here.
Oh, what's
Sorry
up?
about that. Hey, just curious, anybody, specific players you kind of model your game after growing up and now getting a chance to be in the league, certain players you're looking forward to playing, just that piece of the pie, not just the team, but looking at it from an NBA perspective?
I wouldn't say I really modeled my game after anybody. Growing up, I watched a lot of different players, their highlights, how they play. I like to, have my own game, I'd say. But just being able to pick and choose from, different players' games, what I could add to mine and, make my bag a little bit deeper.
Hey, Adou. Considering how many, veterans and all-stars are on this roster, how much do you plan to take advantage of that to kind of help you get adjusted to the NBA as quickly as possible?
Plan on taking advantage of it as much as I can, just coming in, being a sponge, learning whatever I can, whether just off the court things or even on the court things, just whatever I can pick up, They've been at this longer than I have, they know how everything goes, so I'm just going to listen to them.
Hey, Adou. Over here, David from Clutch Points. You've always been a versatile defender, somebody that's been able to guard multiple positions. Just kind of how do you see yourself fitting in on that end with this group?
I still see myself as somebody who could do that, just being able to go in and give the team another push on the defensive side if needed. But just being a physical defender and doing what I can on that defensive side, showing my motor. Thank you.
Right now we have the coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, Ali, coming off a 50-win season in his rookie campaign. Coach, welcome. JJ Redick, thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate your time.
I'm excited to be with you guys, and I'm excited for this media day because it just, for me personally, it feels a little bit different than last year's media day.
You know what's so funny, Coach? You kind of lead me to my first thing. We were thinking about it. We heard you last Thursday when you and Rob had that press conference, and you talked about the slowing down after the season, getting a chance to breathe and decompress and kind of take in a self-assessment, as you will, for about 4 to 5 weeks. What did you learn about yourself, and what are your takeaways?
I think for me, It's all goes back to just having a growth mindset and trying to be better. There was a lot of things that I thought I did really well my first year of coaching, and then there were some things that I knew I needed to improve on. And so taking the time to just journal, talk with my performance coach, get feedback from my players, get feedback from my coaches, get feedback from some of my mentors, and then spend the rest of the summer kind of using all of that to prepare for this season.
When it comes to the expectations that you have laid out for the team from top to bottom, starting with your two superstars and the next step of growth for the two of them, what does that vision look like?
Yeah, I mean, if LeBron's still growing in year 23, that'd be great for us. No, I think having a full preseason together, Luka came in at a really weird time for him, both being injured and kind of the shock of the trade. So having time to just integrate those two guys together, having time to integrate AR with them, that's kind of what you're looking for as a coach. Last year, because of the trade, because of Luka's injury, and then because of our schedule in March, I mean, we were just piecemealing things one by one. So, you know, our camp, you know, we have 3 days starting tomorrow. We play a couple games, and then we have another full week. We have for the current NBA, you and I, we used to have 30-day camps with 2 a days. We don't have that anymore. But for the current NBA, that's a lot of time to be together and sort of lay the foundation of who we want to be.
You talk about the passing of the torch, you know, Michael to Kobe, Kobe to LeBron. Now you got LeBron possibly to Luka on the same team. That's got to be a big advantage, having those guys side by side. Luka learning from LeBron. Talk about that.
Well, I think it's an incredible opportunity for both of them. Luka makes LeBron's job easier at the later stages of his career. And then Luka gets to learn from LeBron. And I thought the two of them were terrific last year. We really got into it sort of mid-March, you know, just in terms of building our dialogue and our trust with all those guys, including AR. So I think there's going to be, unlike last year, there's going to be a continuation of that partnership.
JJ, when you did the self-assessment, I know I'm going back to that because it kind of just hit me when you were talking. Were you able to separate kind of the regular season where the Lakers were a top 5 team, third in the West, you get to 50 wins from the series? I know it was a disappointing first-round series.
Yeah, it was. And truthfully, I'll share this with you. My biggest regret from the Minnesota series was our preparation leading into the series. And there was a lot of discussion with our coaching staff, and ultimately I had to make the decision about what that week looks like of practice. And I said this after game 1, we weren't physically ready to play. And some of that was because of our March schedule, some of that was because of some injuries, but I've got to do a better job going into a series of making sure they're physically ready to play. And then you sort of dissect every game. You know, what could I have done better this game? What could I have done better that game? Another regret from that series, I fundamentally don't believe in putting 2 on the basketball. That's just, why are you giving the offense an advantage? Like you're creating an advantage. So, you know, our foundation of our defense last year was a team defense based on shifts, based on a low man, based on elite presentation. Game 5, we started small and we blitzed Anthony Edwards, and they killed us in the first half on the offensive glass. And I eventually took that off, but I didn't put my team in a great spot because I made that decision to start Game 5.
How long did you spend reflecting?
You know this man, right?
I think he did say 4 to 6 weeks. I do remember that from Thursday. You also mentioned to me that training camp will be a lot about habits. So what do those habits look like in terms of the style for which you want to play based off the roster that you have right now?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I call it first action. Okay. So we place a heavy emphasis on throwing the basketball ahead. We've got to do a better job of when we throw the ball ahead and we don't create an initial advantage of getting the ball back to our primary ball handler and getting into our first action. You look across the league at like PPP, and the teams that consistently get to their first action quicker, they have a higher rate of offensive success. So it really is, it's about throwing the basketball ahead. Maybe you don't get a throw ahead, but that first action should be happening at 18, 19 seconds on the clock versus 11 or 12 on the clock.
Go down memory lane a little bit. I remember when Phil Jackson brought Ron Harper in here to learn the triangle a little bit, but also a veteran that knows the locker room, knows how to speak to younger players and veteran players. Marcus Smart, talk about an advantage he will be on and off the court.
Yeah. I told him this when I recruited him to be a Laker, and I've told him this throughout the preseason in our meetings together. His voice is going to be really important for us. He has the respect of the locker room because of everything that he's done in his career and the way that he plays this game and how hard he plays. He also has the respect in the locker room because he's been in deep playoff runs and he's had a chance to play in the NBA Finals. So his experience, his voice, his natural just energy is going to be massive for our team.
You hung out with two other psychos, Sean McVay and Tom Brady this summer a little bit. Got some time with them. Can you share some of that and just what you learned?
Look, I think with Sean, it was a great day, and we have talked throughout the last year and change since I got this job. But I'll be honest, I learned a lot, and there's certain things that I took from watching them practice that I am going to incorporate in how we practice. I know there's different sports. No, we will not be tackling each other. But just as far as the habit thing that you brought up, the attention to detail, the execution, I feel like our group can be better than we were last year in the way we practice. And then with Tom, I think just picking his brain on leadership was really, really insightful. I take notes on everything, and I shared some of the stuff with some of my coaching staff. And I think for all of us, we just had our coaches retreat last week in Utah. Seeing Nate McMillan, Bob Byer, and Scotty Brooks on an ATV was a sight to behold.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. But one of the things I challenged all of our coaches on is we all get to lead. That's part of our job as coaches. I've told my team this last year. I'll tell them again this year. Every player gets the opportunity to lead. Leadership is not a one-man thing. And so our staff really has embraced that and will continue to embrace leadership.
One final that I want to touch on. I remember you sitting before the press conference a year ago and the emotions to take on this next journey or step of your career around this game. To get the contract extension, which congratulations, what did that just mean to you, even from just a human level standpoint and your love for this game?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm currently on the longest contract I've ever had in my life. I never had.
You never had security?
Yeah. I think as a player, I only signed 1 4-year guaranteed contract. So, to have a 4-year guaranteed contract as a coach and then get an extension after the first year, you have a level of just security, which is important. But I also, it goes back to the interview process, the first few days on the job with Rob and with Jeannie. We had talked about a partnership between the coaching, front office, ownership, and the only way for the Lakers to achieve the level of sustained success that they've had in the past, to have that now in today's NBA, it's got to require a partnership. So their belief in me to continue to participate in that partnership was huge.
Before we let you go, what's really important? Youth basketball. How are the teams doing? That's really
Knox,
it's golf and youth basketball is really what we're getting
Knox
at
and
today.
Kai had their first travel games this past weekend. Kai was first. He had 19 points, 7 steals.
Okay.
He hit 3 threes in a row in the second half. Got a heat check off. Missed it a little left, but I appreciated the heat check. And then Knox was the ultimate floor general, had 15 points, 7 assists, got his team the win.
The 7 steals.
That's what I've been waiting to ask.
The 7 steals stands out.
By the way,
to me.
Me too.
Well,
And the heat check.
we talk a lot about Banshee culture, and I've had some of my coaches watch them play, and I'm proud to say both my boys are Banshees. They're Banshees.
Coach, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, JJ.
Yes, guys.
We'll be talking during training camp. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Love that conversation. And I was kind of waiting to get there because that's really what I wanted to talk about. And by the way, the fact that the stats were broken down, incredible. And you could just tell JJ's, I don't want to say relaxed, but a different.
Yeah.
Last year was such a whirlwind for him, going in NBA Finals straight to the coaching.